Hello students, am I audible and visible? Yes. Let's see. Can you all tell me? Are we live? Checking. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Is my voice clear? Good morning, good morning. So much ads, yeah. For my own videos, they play ads. Yes, voice is clear. Okay. So, good morning students. Welcome to Vedantu NEET English. I am Miss Gopika, your master teacher. So, today we are going to start chemical coordination and integration, which sounds like a chemistry plus a physics chapter, but it is a biology chapter. Like usually, our human physiology carries the most marks, right? It carries the highest weightage. So I thought, why not do human physiology? So all my NEET students will be at least prepared for 70 to 80 marks, or even up to 80 marks for sure in the starting itself. Okay, so quickly share the link with your friends and ask all of them to join, because there's so much to write, so much to remember, and it is definitely going to be interesting. And not only that, it is also one of the easiest chapter. Students, we are 100 steps, right? We are 100 steps near to our dream. So Josh should be high for every single step. So first step for today is to attend your bio class as well as your chemistry class. Yes? Yes, definitely. NCERT is more than enough. Okay, NCERT is more than enough. Thank you so much, Shivakumar. Shall we start? So let's see what we have planned for today. Okay, our plan for today is this one. Okay, trick your brain as usual. You have to trick your brain. Then we will understand what is difference between exocrine and endocrine. Okay, then we will see all the endocrine glands. Are you all with me? Yes, 50 likes. We reached 50 likes. Wow, you people started putting attendance and all. I'm so happy that all your allergies are gone by liking this session. Okay, all glands we will do. That means all your endocrine glands we will do. Then again we will have a trick your brain. That means at the end of all the glands, I will give you questions from that same thing. Okay, then we have mechanism of hormones. How does this enter? How does what and all work does it does inside that? And then again mechanism of hormones of heart, kidney, gastrointestinal, which is coming outside. Okay, and then again you will have your trick your brain or your rapid fire. Are you all ready? Are you all ready? Yes, totally ready. Okay, let's start. First trick your brain is only for students who know neural control and coordination. Okay, and the question is here. So the question is, the brain stem does not include, what does not? Okay, the brain stem, I give you a phonics also. I told you one word to remember that also. Okay, so quickly put the answer in the chat box. Okay, quickly put the answer. Is it midbrain, medulla oblongata, pons or cerebellum? They are asking. The brain stem does not. This word is important. Does not. Okay. Yes, very good, very good. Subhashni, Rupa, very fast. Okay. So the brain stem does not include which among this? I want everyone's answer. Just put 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't type full the answer. Just put the number so we can be quick. Okay. Yes, very good, very good. The answer is 4. Right. So brainstem to remember the way is MPM, right? Or you can remember MMP, right? Any way you can remember. That means midbrain, pons and your medulla oblongata. So cerebellum out. Okay, we threw cerebellum out. Okay, ready for the next question? So how many marks did you all get? You got 2 marks for this question. Okay, 2 marks. Done. Okay, next question. The resting membrane potential is established primarily due to the resting membrane potential. We have resting membrane, right? We have action potential. Then we have hyperpolarization, right? So, resting membrane, that means when both of you siblings are sitting calmly, who are the people? Who are the people? Who are the siblings? Let me know which is the answer for this. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Quick. 4 marks. Okay, fine. You can keep 4 marks. No problem. 4 marks also is in your hands. Are you all with me? Why can I not see the answers? Resting potential. Okay. Okay, there are a lot of multiple answers. Students, I would say resting potential, if efflux of potassium happens, potential changes, influx of sodium happens, potential changes, influx of chloride, resting potentials does not get affected much, but still some changes will happen. So compared to that, the answer should be sodium potassium pump, right? Just because the sodium potassium pump is closed and it is not opening, that is the reason why resting potential is happening, right? If sodium potassium pump opens, then the resting potential changes, right? Got it, all of you? So the answer is what? Option 1, right? The answer is option 1, because efflux and influx, going out or coming in, can cause changes in the resting potential. Again, influx of chloride can also change the resting potential. So those who told 1 as the answer gets 4 marks. Okay, these are NEET questions. This was asked in NEET 2017. So these are NEET questions. Okay, 4 marks gone for those who told negative. Okay, students, so this is the weightage of this chapter. Okay, this is the weightage of this chapter. Chemical coordination in 2019, 2 questions were asked. This is the question. This is not the marks. This is the questions that was asked. So we are expecting in 2024, 3 questions. That means 3 into 4. Should I do maths? 12 marks. 12 marks. Right? Did you all mark your attendance? Did you all mark your attendance? I want to know how many of you are there. So before bunking, quickly mark your attendance, or else I am going to check. You know, I'm very strict, no? I am the hypothalamus, the principal of the class. Yes, let me see. Likes. Okay. Today you people did good job. So you'll all get grace marks. Okay. Today you people have marked your attendance. Okay, students. So we are preparing ourselves for 12 marks. Okay. So we can expect between 12, say somewhere between 8 to 12, or even sometimes 12 to 16 marks. Okay. Because some topics are removed. You see that every time I'm putting the weightage, I'm adding 1 question extra. That is because the syllabus has reduced. Okay. Syllabus has reduced. Yes, you're not supposed to bunk classes in such a young age. Okay, so shall we start the class? So students, when we talk about endocrine, exocrine and all that, before that, let's just understand what we understood in the previous class. We understood that neural control, right? Our neural control and coordination, or your neural control is very fast, right? The system is very fast. Then why do we need a chemical coordination? Why do I have to study 1 more chapter, right? Students, you have to study this chemical coordination or your extra chapter, right? You can tell it chemical control, is because even though this is fast, there are some points or some places that the neuron will not be able to reach very well the way hormones can reach, right? So, neural control is definitely fast. No doubt in that. Neurons also are present all over our body. But chemical control, even though it is slow, they release something called as hormones, which are transported or which are sent, the excretions are sent into the blood. Now you tell me, is there any place in our body where the blood does not go? Blood goes everywhere, right? And blood definitely moves with oxygen, with all these hormones to the target organ. So this is the reason why you need both neural and chemical coordination. Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you? Yes? I cannot see the chats moving. Why? Okay, so this is the reason. Okay, these hormones are dropped into the blood or added into the blood, and the blood carries it all the way to your target organs. Okay, now let's try to understand what is your exocrine and endocrine. So students, when we talk, so this is clear, so I'm wiping this off because for your notes this will be important. Okay students, those who have still not subscribed to our channel, just click the subscribe button. Please tell me what is the problem in clicking on the subscribe button. Tell me. Is there anything that you don't want? Like, no, right? Everything that you need is there in this channel. Just click the subscribe button. Just click the like button and motivate us. Okay, motivate us, because we cannot meet you every day and be like, ma'am, I'm so happy when I'm looking at you. I cannot see your smile behind the screen, right? So how do I know that you're happy? Thumbs up. Okay, so yes, exocrine and endocrine. So students, when we talk about exocrine, let me tell you. So simple, let's see, it's a gland, right? Exocrine is a gland, okay? So from this gland, something is going to the target. Okay. So this is just like your pipeline system. Pipeline system. Simple. Tank is there. Right. Tank is there. Your bucket is there. Or tank is there. Something else is there. Okay. So from the tank or from the main source, there is a pipe connection which is coming to your tap. Right. That pipe connection is called the duct formation. Okay. What is that pipe connection called as? Duct formation. Okay. This is a duct. Now you tell me. Now say students, okay, so imagine there is Lakshmita, there is Sanvi, there is Shiva, all these people are there. They are all staying in one corners. Now, the pipe system, if from Sanvi's water tank, if water has to go till Shiva Kumar, but he is very far, will it happen very smoothly? It will not happen. So, even this duct formation is the same way. From the glands, some secretions have to go till the target organ, but it goes through the duct. So, that means there is a condition that remains that these people have to be nearby. That means the glands and the target, okay. So, the glands and the target organs have to be near or close to each other. Clear to all of you? Glands and the target organ has to be closer to each other. Why, students, this has to be closer? Because you understand this is like a pipe system. Okay, so you cannot expect from here to there, because it's just like a tube. Okay, so this has duct. So exocrine gland has ducts. Okay, the presence of ducts makes them extremely different from your endocrine gland. Now let's talk about endocrine gland. When I talk about endocrine gland, again there is a gland. Okay, again there is a gland. But there is no tube system, there is no duct formation. Then how is this going to happen? It is going to happen with the help of, okay, one second, yes, okay, with the help of blood vessels, right? So there is blood like this, blood vessels are there, okay. So there's, now what is the glands going to do? The glands are going to add its secretion into the blood. Right? That is what we initially spoke. The glands are going to add the secretion into the blood, and this blood is going to take it near the target. It is going to take it near the target organ. Okay, clear or not on this? Clear? Okay, so this is a ductless gland. Ductless gland. And do they have to be in close proximity? Do they have to be near to each other? Does the gland and the target has to be near to each other? Not necessarily, because blood will go everywhere. It will aram se take the secretions and go everywhere, right? So this is a ductless gland. Is this clear? Clear? Okay. Now that I told so much, students, now there is a gland which is both exocrine, both endocrine. There is a gland, or there are some glands which are both endocrine and exocrine. That means they are releasing some secretions. At the same time, they are also releasing some hormones. Do you know anything about it? Do you know anything about it? Those glands, okay, those glands, say we will put them in a box, okay. Students, those glands are called as mixed glands. What are they called? Mixed glands. Mixed gland, composite gland, right? Mixed glands are glands where they can do both the activities of endocrine as well as exocrine. Wow, so smart, no? They are both exo plus endo. What is that? How do you remember this? PG, paying guest, PG. Okay, so you're going to remember it as P and G. Okay, P stands for pancreas. All of you know pancreas, I'm sure. Okay, pancreas, everyone know pancreas is a mixed gland. What does G stands for? Gonads. That means who? Your testis and ovary. Did you know about this? Did you know about this, students? Yes or no? Yes. Oh, some of you knew. Very good. Subhashini. Okay. It is also called as heterocrine gland. It is also called as composite gland. It's also called as mixed gland. Okay. That means it has both exo and endo activity. That means it can also release a secretion. Right. Now, testis. It is releasing sperm, or it is releasing the fluid. Right. Semen. So, ovary. Again, it is releasing. So, it is releasing something. At the same time, it is also having what? It has progesterone, testosterone. It is also releasing some hormones. Correct? So, they are doing both exo and endo. Got it? Both exo and endo. Now, let's understand what are the secretions that we are expecting from your exocrine gland. Okay? So, we can call them as secretions. Okay, we can call them as secretions. What and all can come, students? Very simple things can come. Okay? Sebum. Okay, we have oil, right? Then what are the serums, sebums? All these are secretions, right? There can be more secretions also. What and all? Like normally enzymes, right? Enzymes. These are all the secretions. Tears, saliva, any kind of secretion that you can remember, you please write it down. Okay? Tears, saliva. Okay. Yes. Very good. Sweat, tears, saliva, all these are the secretions. Clear to all of you? When we talk about hormones, we cannot write hormones just in one page, right? We have a lot to write about hormones. Okay. These are all simple secretions. So, this entire thing, right? This entire thing is your exocrine. Okay. Exocrine, which we are not going to do in it's not a part of your syllabus. We are only going to focus on your endocrine, right? We are only going to focus on your endocrine. Okay. Now that we understood so much, let's try to understand what is hormones. Okay, so far clear? These are the things that you have studied before, right? So, it is not something like, oh, I cannot understand, nothing like that, right? It is simple thing. Okay, now students, hormones. What are hormones? Simple words, hormones are basically, it has to go from a gland to a target organ, right? It has to go from one place to another place. So, I can also say that it is an intercellular secretion, right? It is going from cell to cell, right? So, it is an are you all writing notes with me? Students, please do write notes. Even though my notes will be available, I like all of you to have your own notes because it's very easier when you're studying. Okay, it's easier when you're studying. So, write all the notes. Okay, write all the notes and let me know if you have written all the notes. Clear? Without writing notes, don't escape. Okay. So, students, it can be called as an intercellular, okay, intercellular hormones, right? Something that is going intercellular. Also, because these are releasing chemicals, I can also tell them they are chemical messengers. Simple. They are sending a message, right? Glands are sending a message telling do this, do that. So, it is also a chemical messenger, correct? Right? It's also a chemical messenger. Now, does that mean because glands are sending to the target organ, does that mean we need to carry one bucket and go? Bucket of hormones are secreted? No. Very trace amounts, right? Trace amounts of hormones are only used. Clear to all of you? Trace amounts. That means we do not need a lot of it. We need very precise of it. Now, does that mean that because hormones are released, do I get my nutrients? Do my body gives me nutrients? No. The hormones does not have any nutrient value. What does it mean? Hormones does not have any nutrient value. Clear or not on this? Okay. Yes, very good. Okay. No nutrient value. No nutrient value. Clear? Okay. Now, is it natural? Yes, it is natural. So, I can also call it biogenic. Okay, it is also biogenic. Okay, now that I have told all the characteristics of this, let's also understand how was this hormones first ever discovered. Okay, it was actually discovered by two people. They are called as Starling and Bayliss. Okay, Starling and Bayliss in 1902. Okay, 1902, that was when the discovery happened. So, their names are Starling and Baylis, and they discovered hormone the first time. Okay, discovery happened, discovered hormones in 1902. Okay, it was in the duodenum. Okay, so it was in from a secretin. Okay, from a it was from the secretin in 1902 from a duodenum. Okay, that is not necessary for you people. At least know that the first hormone which was found, okay, the first hormone which was found was secretin. At least know the scientist name in case a question comes. Okay, this is just to be on the safer side. Secretin. Okay, this is how the discovery happened. Okay. Yes, so far clear. Very good, Subhashini. So far clear. So, what are the characteristics? They are intracellular. So, that means what, students? It is going basically from a gland, right? It is going from a gland to the target organ and doing some job, right? Target organ and doing some job. And it is completely natural. Just because I have hormones does not mean it has any nutrient value. I will not be able to take in any hormones because I am eating a lot of rasam rice or I am eating a lot of dal chawal. I won't get any hormones from it. And do I need like a tumbler of hormones to reach my target organs? Not required. Very, very less. Trace amounts are enough. Is this clear? Is the points clear? Did you all write so much? Did you all write so much or not? Yes, very clear. Only few people are answering. Okay, only few people are answering. Okay. Students, so now that we understood so much, let's understand which are the endocrine glands that I am going to study. Okay, which are the endocrine glands that I am going to study. So, we are going to divide like this. Okay, we are going to divide like this. The image might be a too little bright, but I think it's clearly visible, right? This time it's clearly visible. So, let's try to understand, students, in the brain. In the brain, we have hypothalamus, we have pituitary and we have pineal gland. Okay, so this is going to work like how, you know, we have central government, state government. So, it's going to work like this. Okay, so in the brain, whom and all we have? Okay, in the brain, we have hypothalamus. These are the things that we are going to study. Okay. At the end, you have to tick on all this. Oh yeah, ma'am finished this, ma'am finished this. Right, hypothalamus is there. Okay, who is there? Pituitary is there. This is the vice principal. Okay. Then we have pineal gland. Okay, these three people are in the brain. Then when we come down, right, when we come to the throat area, right, when we come to the trachea, above the trachea, we will have your thyroid gland. Okay, so then we will have your thyroid gland. So, from thyroid gland, if you come to your mediastinum or your chest area, you will be able to see your thymus, which we also studied in our neural control and coordination, right? Maturation of T cells happen in the thymus and we also studied the location. So, from there, if you come down, we have thymus. Both the T's are present nearby. Okay. From the thymus, if you come again to your stomach, right, your stomach area or your above the stomach, we have our pancreas. Right, we have pancreas, and above the kidney we have a Christmas cap, right, we have a Christmas cap. Who is that? Adrenal gland, right, we have adrenal gland. Then depending on your gender, that means if you are male, you will have testis which will release some kind of hormones, and if you are a female, you will have ovary, right, you have testis and ovary. Other than this, what are we going to study? We are also going to study some of the hormones in the heart, okay, in the gastrointestinal tract. I want all of you to write this so you know if you have completed all of this. Okay, we have gastrointestinal tract, and then in the kidney, which we have this kidney and heart, we have studied the mechanism in excretion chapter. Okay, excretion chapter. Very good. Okay, these are the things that we are going to study today. My God, you will be like, oh my God, this much I have to study. Ma'am, I am going to fall unconscious. No, we are NEET aspirants and we cannot fall unconscious for small things like this, because students' specialization in this is very, like, see, most of the students tell, I want to become cardiologist, I want to become surgeon, I want to become pediatrician, I want to become gynecologist. Yes, you can become, no problem. But there are also that you are ignoring. Now, gastrointestinal tract, all of you know that the main problem that we are facing nowadays is the food habits. right? Fast food, everything has become fast. I wanted everything in the fingertip, right? Including me, including you. The moment we think of a food, we have the ability or we have the system or technology to get that food for us, right? So because things have become so easy, our health also has deprived, right? That's why a lot of I've been reading news from almost 3-4 months now. A lot of young people, dying because of cardiac arrest. Some reasons are because of their excessive activities in the gym. Some are because of the food habits. It also could be the fat, accumulation in the arteries of the heart. All this could be the reason. So students, it's important that you do not always go into the mainstream of specializations. There are also streams like this. Every house there is one person who has thyroid, right? So these kind of specializations can also help a lot of people. Okay, clear? Shall we start? Yes, Golo Mukherjee. Yes, intercellular means what? That means they're going from one place to another place, right? And they're traveling with the help of blood. So it can go from gland to target. From target, they will also modify some cells to do some kind of a job. Okay? Thank you so much, Vijayan. Yes, exactly. Faster the food, faster is our health ka condition also, right? Lesser lifespan. Okay, students, hypothalamus. Now we are going to study a college. Okay, we are going to be inside a college. Okay, we are also going to students, we are also going to understand how does a college work. Now, when I talk about hypothalamus, you always have to think about one person. Who? Your principal. Okay, you people fancily call what? Princey, right? You people call Princey, principal, right? So, hypothalamus is the principal of the entire endocrine gland. That means what? Does principal come and do the job like, okay, principal is telling that, okay, let's, manage a program or let's put up a science exhibition. Does the principal come and be like, okay, let's make dialysis machine, let's make endocrine system? No. Principal gives order. Vice principal or the administrator takes the order. Administrator goes and tells to the HOD. HOD will come and tell to the students. Agreed? That's how things work, right? So, principal, that is your hypothalamus, will actually help for giving the stimulations. Okay, it will give some secretions which will stimulate the administrator or the HOD to do the job. So, principal scolds the vice principal scolds the HOD scolds you. So, that's the cycle. Okay. Yes. So, let's understand this, students. Where did I teach you hypothalamus? This is not the first time I am teaching you about hypothalamus. I have taught you before also. Right? Where have I taught you about hypothalamus? I have taught you about hypothalamus when I taught you about forebrain. Right? So, in the forebrain, right? In the forebrain, there is diencephalon. Right? Diencephalon. This diencephalon has 3 parts, right? Thalamus, epithalamus, hypothalamus. So, hypothalamus location is where? In the floor. Whose floor? Floor of diencephalon. Okay? Floor of diencephalon. This is the location. Clear? So, hypothalamus is present in the floor of diencephalon. Okay? I'll remove this word diencephalon so you don't get confused. I will just write hypothalamus. Okay. Students, all the notes and PDF will be available on Vedantu NEET English Telegram. Okay, where you can download all the notes and keep in prior. So later you will not sit and cry. You will be like, oh, I don't know where's ma'am's notes. I cannot watch the session again. So students, like I told you, we have discussed about hypothalamus in neural control and coordination also, because it was helping with some kind of activities like thirst, hunger, then any kind of sexual desire. So, I can say this thalamus is simply a link, right? It is a link between neural and chemical coordination. Can I say this? Yes or no? Tell me, all of you in the chat. Yes or no? Can I say this is a link between a neural and chemical coordination? Because I studied about hypothalamus and neural control and coordination, where it was doing thirst, hunger, sexual desire. Now, when I am talking in the endocrine also, hypothalamus acts like a principal. It is going to stimulate, it is going to give some orders to other people, right? So, can I say it's a link? Yes, definitely, I can say it is a link, right? It is a master of master gland, right? It is not, see, pituitary is called master gland, but pituitary is master of hypothalamus. So, it is master of masters, okay? Clear? We can make a movie out of it, right? Master of masters. Okay. Now, students, understand, your hypothalamus have some kind of cells. Okay, what did I say? It has some kind of cells. That cells are called as, okay, these cells are called as neurosecretory cells. These are some kind of specialized cells which is also mentioned in your textbook as nuclei. If you notice, open your NCERT, you can see the word nuclei. Right, these neurosecretory cells are specialized cells, okay, which will have like this tail and all that, okay, it will have like this tail structure, it's like a kite, right. These neurosecretory cells are specialized cells which are present in the hypothalamus. Now, what are these specialized cells going to do? They are going to release some hormones, simple, that is what they have to do, right. These neurosecretory cells will release, okay, some hormones, especially two types of hormones, okay, release two types of hormones, which is one is called releasing hormone. What is it called? Releasing hormone. And one is called inhibitory hormone. Inhibitory hormone. Yes or no? Clear? Okay, so one is called releasing hormone, one is called inhibitory hormone. So, students, releasing hormone can also be called as RH and inhibitory hormone is also called as IH. Okay, got it all of you? One is releasing hormone, one is inhibitory hormone. Are you all with me? I cannot, yes, chats are moving, very good. Okay, releasing hormone and inhibitory hormone. Now, what do they do? Students, when we hear the word releasing hormone, that means what? It is sending a positive signal to some place, right? Releasing something or helping something to become something, right? So, this releasing hormone actually sends positive signal. Okay, RH always sends positive signal to the pituitary. Positive signal to your pituitary gland. And what will IH do? IH will send negative signals telling that stop, enough of doing this, right? Principal is telling administrator, yes, science students can have fun. Science students wants to go to Wonderla. Let's give them 1 day break. Okay. After 1 day break, lot of students have bunked the class. Lot of students have fallen sick. So, then the principal will tell vice principal, no more holidays for science students. They have labs, they have experiments happening. How can they fall sick, right? So, then what happens? Inhibitory hormone will come. That means administrator will come and tell HOD, no more picnic for science students. They should all come back to school, right? So, they send negative signal. But who is telling all this? Principal, right? They will send negative signals to pituitary glands. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Okay, easy. Positive signals, understood? Yes, okay. Okay, positive signal and negative signal. Positive signal means you do it. Negative signal means enough, bas ho gaya, right? Enough. They'll tell, vanakkam, ho gaya, right? That is called as your negative signal. Okay, now that you understood RH and that is your IH, that is your releasing hormone and inhibitory hormone. Now, you have to understand that hypothalamus sends information to the pituitary gland, right? Hypothalamus will send some secretions to the pituitary gland. Now, that secretions, right, that secretions will come to the pituitary gland and they will do some kind of job. So, for that, you need to understand the diagram, okay? Yes? I think I'll draw it in the next slide. Yes, okay, let's draw it here. So, students, look here, your pituitary, this is your hypothalamus, okay, it will go to the pituitary, it has 1 lobe, 2 lobe and 3 lobes, okay, this is the diagram, okay, wait 1 second, I'll draw it to one side so I have enough information to write. Okay, students, look here, all of you. This is your hypothalamus, 1 lobe, 2 lobe, 3 lobe. Okay, goes like this. Now, what is going to happen? Okay, let's label first lobe, second, third. 3 lobes are there. This is the pituitary. Okay, this portion, this here, this is the hypothalamus. This is the hypothalamus. Okay, this is what? Pituitary. Pituitary has 3 lobes. Okay, pituitary has 3 lobes. Now, let's try to understand one thing. Our hypothalamus, I told you hypothalamus sends some secretion to the pituitary. Now, how are they connected? They are connected by a stalk-like structure. This stalk-like structure which you are seeing, no? This is called as the infundibulum. Infundibulum. Okay, this is like a stalk or a connecting link between your hypothalamus and your pituitary. Is this diagram clear? Is this diagram clear to all of you? Yes? Yes, clear. Okay, fine. So, students, now that we understood the diagram, we know that hypothalamus, right, hypothalamus have neurosecretory cells, right, specialized cells. Now, these cells will be there here, right, these cells will be there. Here they will be waiting, they will be doing their job. Okay, they will be doing their job. Now, this first and the second lobe, let's also label this lobes. This first lobe, second lobe, third lobe. Okay, first lobe is called as anterior lobe. Anterior lobe. Second lobe, because it is between both of them, we can call it intermediate lobe. Intermediate lobe. Third one is called as your posterior lobe. Third one is called as your posterior lobe. Got it? So, we have anterior lobe, intermediate lobe and posterior lobe. Now, what is going to happen, students? When this neurosecretory cells put some secretions, right, it will come to the anterior and the intermediate lobe. Okay, it will come to the anterior and the intermediate lobe. How is it going to come? It is going to come with the help of, one portal system. That means what? I ordered food from Swiggy. I put the location also. I put the phone number also. The Swiggy guy will correctly come to my home, right? The Swiggy guy will correctly come to the office. Got it, all of you? Now, students, this red color one which I have drawn, which is actually taking the secretions from the neurosecretory cells to the anterior and the intermediate lobe. This is called as, okay, this is called as hypogl. Okay, one second, I'll write it with another color. Yes, white. Can you all see this here? It's called as hypophyseal portal vein. Okay, it's a vein. And it is also called as HPV. Okay, is this clear? Hypophyseal portal vein. That means, students, we have spoke about renal portal vein, hepatic portal vein. Now, what are these people? They are all portal system. That means they are like the Swiggy boy, the Zomato boy, the Dunzo, the Zepto, right? They are transporting one from the main place. They are transporting something to someone's home, right? So, this portal system will help the neurosecretory cells, whatever secretions they are giving, to come to the pituitary lobe, that is in the which lobes of the pituitary, anterior and the intermediate. Now the question arises, ma'am, what about the posterior lobe? Why is this fellow not having a portal system? Then how is the secretions going to come to the portal system, right? Can you all understand this, right? Hypophyseal portal system or hypophyseal portal vein is there for anterior and intermediate, but it's not there for posterior lobe. So now what is going to happen, students? See, school principal will be there, right? Now, this principal has to directly come and tell this posterior lobe, this is the secretion. Otherwise, this posterior lobe will not do any other job. So, that means this neurosecretory cells has to extend themselves and come here and tell that, okay, this is the secretion I want to do. Students, all of you know in school, no, one problematic kid will be there or one person will be there who thinks that, oh, I am bigger than the principal. Who is the principal? I don't care about the principal, right? That kind of people will sit like that only. They will not listen to any instruction until they get a direct suspension order from the principal's office. So that kind of people are your this posterior lobes. Okay, that means your neurosecretory cells have to come all the way, put their secretions into the posterior lobe. Clear all of you? Clear all of you? Students, there is a word called supraoptic lobe. Okay, supraoptic neuron, which is also called as sun. Okay, sun is there, paraventricular. That means these neurosecretory cells have some portions in them, which those portions will carry this secretion up to the posterior lobe. Okay, that I will teach you later. But you don't need to know a lot of it, but you just need to know these words. Okay, it's also called as sun. Okay, supraoptic nerves and then paraventricular nerves. These are all parts of this neurosecretory cells which will actually carry the secretions all the way till the posterior lobe. Is this clear? Is this clear to all of you? Yes or no? Okay, so who thinks they are the boss? Who thinks they are the boss? Tell me. Who thinks they are the boss? None other than our. Why are the chats not moving? Yes, I can see the chats now. Students, come on, be quick. Oh, we're stuck. Yes. Okay, clear? Fine. Okay, so this is how much we understand about the pituitary and hypothalamus, how they are connected with the help of a infundibulum. If you see, okay, if you see how it looks in our body, it will look like this, students. This is how your pituitary will look, okay, and thalamus will look something like this. Thalamus will look something like this. Okay, something like this, the structure will look. So this will be the hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus, there will be an infundibulum which will open into your pituitary. Okay, which will open into your pituitary. This is how it will look in your. If you see 3D, if you see images, that's how it will look. Okay, if this is clear, what class timing, dear? What class timing are you talking about? See what each lobe is going to secrete, I am going to teach you now. Each lobe has its own job. Just understand this much, that for the first two lobes, hypophyseal portal vein is coming, and for the last one, posterior lobe, which acts itself like a boss, no lobes have to come. Neurosecretory cells directly has to come. Okay, neurosecretory cells will directly add their secretions. Okay, clear? Okay, now we have a lot of hormones that we need to write. Okay, lot of hormones that we need to write. Yes, students, what class timing? Daily class timing, student, it's at 5 o'clock, students. We usually start at 5. And it goes sometimes to 10, sometimes to 11, sometimes even to 8. So it will usually be 3 hours, 4 hours. Clear? Yes. Okay, let's write some hormones which are released by your hypothalamus, that is especially by your anterior and your intermediate. Okay, let's start with your growth hormone. Students, understand, if I write RH at the end, that means it's a releasing hormone. If I write IH in the end, that means it's an inhibiting hormone. So everything will have an RH and an GH. Okay, RH and an IH. Okay, let's write the first one. Okay, the first one is your GHRH, okay, GHRH, which is your growth hormone releasing hormone, that means which releases the growth hormone. Okay, it is called as somatokritin. Okay, this will help for what? It will actually stimulate the pituitary to release growth hormone. Okay, it will stimulate the pituitary gland to release growth hormone. So students, stimulation is happening here. That means hypothalamus is sending one information to each of the gland, telling that you do this, you do this, you do this, right? That is what is happening. Okay, so I told you everything will have an IH also, otherwise it will become more in our body. So this is IH, which is mentioned in your textbook. This is the only example which is mentioned. Gonadotrophin hormone and your somatostatin is mentioned in your textbook, right? Somatostatin is mentioned, which actually inhibits the growth hormone. This is also going to the pituitary, right? This will inhibit the growth hormone. It will inhibit GH, growth hormone. Okay, is this clear? Simple, easy. Yes. Then we have gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Okay, gonadotrophin releasing hormone. When I am telling, please write the full form. Okay, when I am writing, please write the full form. Gonadotropin releasing hormone, which is mentioned in your textbook. So do not worry. Okay, do not worry. It is already mentioned in your textbook. Gonadotropin releasing hormone will release your FSH and LH. Right, that is your follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Now this two will do what? This will be stimulated, or it will be told to the testis and the ovary to tell that, okay, start doing this or release this, make a menstrual cycle, make the hormonal changes, mood changes, all this will be stimulated. But who is sending the signal? Hypothalamus is sending the signal. So this will go to the gonads for stimulation. Okay. Students, if this is not clear, then the whole chapter will be difficult. You should understand who are these people, why are the secretions coming, what are they actually doing, okay, what are they actually doing, okay. Yes, so gonadotropin releasing hormone will release FSH and LH. Now where does this people have to go? Where is the stimulation? Vice principal, send information to HOD. HOD will send information to you students, right? So same way it will go to the gonads, telling that make mood swings, make menstrual cycle happen, sexual, secondary reproductive characters happen. All this job will be done by this one. Okay, clear? Yes. Now students, we also have our thyroid. How can we forget thyroid, right? We have our TRH. Releasing hormone. Don't worry, you will get all these notes on our Vedantu NEET English Telegram. Do not even worry. Okay, do not be like, oh, I didn't get notes. Okay, so thyroxine releasing hormone or thyrotropin releasing hormone. Okay. Thyrotropin releasing hormone. Okay, this will actually activate. Whom will it activate? It will activate TSH. TSH is what? Thyroxine stimulating hormone or thyroid stimulating hormone, which will go to the thyroid gland and it will tell, okay, now activate, right? Activate and release T3 or T4. Is this clear so far? See, sometimes it's not about what to tell. Sometimes it can be the syllabus. Sometimes there can be your weak points. Sometimes there can be your strong points, right? So every mock test is actually a learning for you to understand that where I went wrong. If first exam you have got 670, next exam you are getting 640, that means the strategy for the first mock test need not work for the second mock test, right? It also depends on the syllabus. It also depends on the pattern of the question. Sometimes concepts will be clear, but questions will be very hard. Sometimes questions will be really easy, but concept will not be clear. So you need to work accordingly. Students, it's all called customization, right? We have to customize. We have to customize and understand and keep modifying ourselves. Okay? Clear? Yes, smash the like button. Sir is telling, see. People, smash the like button quickly. Okay, okay, fine. Yes, students, then we have fifth one, okay, CRH. That means cortico releasing hormone. Where will this go? Where are we going to study about cortisol? Okay, cortisol, that word comes from where? Where does that word comes from? Adrenal gland, right? It is going to go to the ACTH and it is going to ask the adrenal glands to get activated. Saying that stop sleeping, now you have to do some work. Yes? Yes, okay. Then we also have, PRH, that is your prolactin releasing hormone, okay, which I'll write here. I'll continue here. I want to fit all of this into one page, otherwise you people will lose out on some things. Okay, prolactin releasing hormone, students. What is this going to do? Prolactin releasing hormone, right? Prolactin releasing hormone, which will be the mammary glands, right? It will go to the mammary glands, or it will be activated in the mammary glands, so that secretion of milk happens, right? During the pregnancy or during the lactation, the milk is coming out. That is because of the prolactin releasing hormone. Same way, we also have prolactin inhibiting hormones, right? All of this will also have inhibiting hormones. Even if I didn't write, you should know that this will have inhibiting hormones. Do not worry. Detail we will be studying now next. This is just for your understanding. Okay, this is just for your understanding that these are the things hypothalamus is doing. These are the things that are coming from the anterior and the intermediate lobes, right? To make you understand this, I am writing this down. Okay, so yes, we have prolactin that will go to the mammary gland. Okay, it is not an endocrine gland. So, mammary gland, which will help in releasing of the prolactin. Okay, students, whatever we studied here, okay, whatever we studied here, which is that your GHRH, GHIH, okay, GNRH, TRH, CRH, PRH, all these people are coming from the anterior lobe. They are all released from the anterior lobe. Okay, clear to all of you? Anyone has any doubts, please ask me right now. Ask me right now if any of you have any doubts. I'm adding everything to the notes, so don't even worry. Okay, anterior lobes. Any doubts? If no doubts, put fire emoji in the chat box. Fill the chat box with lot of fire emoji. Come on, come on, all of you. Fill the chat box with lot of fire emoji. Yes, clear? Fine. Okay, these are the different types. If anything extra is there, I will add it for you people. Okay, I'll add it for you people and make you write it later. Yes? Okay. Now, these are all anterior lobe. We also have to understand our intermediate lobe, right? We also have to understand our intermediate lobe. Okay? Yes. So, students, intermediate lobe, there is one hormone which is the one activation that is going to happen is your MSH. Okay, MSHRH. This is the reason, okay, it's called as melanocyte stimulating releasing hormone, okay, stimulating hormone, right, melanocyte stimulating hormone. This will help in release of what? Melanin, our skin color, right, our skin color, okay. Melanocyte releasing hormone, which is a part of our intermediate lobe, okay, part of our intermediate lobe. Students, this chapter is a lot to remember, like there is nothing to understand, okay. I wouldn't say there is anything, to understand, but there is lot to remember, so it is very important that we break it down, okay. So this chapter is like a memory game, okay. There is, even in my brain, sometimes, glitch happen because there's so much to remember. So what you need to do, you have to write and practice, right? Even if I've taught this chapter many times before also, I still write my own notes. I still write and practice before teaching you people. Otherwise, I cannot remember, right? That's how our brain is. It always forgets things. So you need to recap and recap and recap. So this chapter, I would say, all of you have to write your own notes, read your own notes, then read my notes. Okay, then read my notes. Is this clear? Yes. So, pituitary gland. Now that we understood the general of pituitary, right? We already understood the general of pituitary. Are you all with me? Are you all with me? Right? We understood the general of pituitary. Yes. Yes, now we have to understand, okay, I've written here pituitary, but I think we will add it under thalamus only, hypothalamus only, so it will be easy. One second students, let's do one thing. Let's add one new slide, right? Let's add a new slide for our pituitary hypothalamus. So I can, one second. Let's add all of this in one place so you people are also not confused. Later people will cry. Ma'am, I didn't understand. Okay. So students, here let's write also. Now we understood anterior lobe and intermediate. Okay, I'm writing intermediate also here. I'm writing the heading again, hypothalamus. We are just learning what are the secretions that it's giving out. So it's important for us to know, right? Hypothalamus. We will write, what is it? MSH. What is the full form of MSH? What is MSH? MSHRH. What is it? Melanocytes. Melanocyte stimulating, right? Stimulating hormone. Okay, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Now let's talk about the, so students, now what did we study? We studied anterior lobes, right? We studied around 6 to 7 of them in the anterior lobe. Now we studied one in the intermediate lobe. Now whom are we left with? Who is our boss? Who thinks themselves as a boss? Posterior lobe, right? So now we are going to understand which are the hormones that are released into the posterior lobe. Clear to all of you? So here let's talk about the posterior lobe. Who and all are coming to the posterior lobe? How is it coming? So students, in posterior lobe, like I told you, there are two main people which are coming. Two main people. Okay. First main person is oxytocin. Oxytocin. Second person is vasopressin. Vasopressin. Now, in this only, I told you, neurosecretory cells release oxytocin with the help of supraoptic nerves. Okay, supraoptic nerves and your paraventricular nerves. Okay, so first one is your paraventricular nerves, and here your supraoptic nerves, which is also called as sun. Okay, which is also called as sun. So it has two parts. Okay, supraoptic nuclei. Students, nuclei is nothing but your neurosecretory cells. That is what is mentioned in your NCERT. If you read your NCERT, you will see that neurosecretory cells called as nuclei word is there. So this is why it is called supraoptic nuclei, or you can write supraoptic cells, supraoptic neurosecretory cells. No one will cut your marks. Okay. Here, this is released by your paraventricular nuclei. Okay. Clear? Yes or no? Why are the charts not moving? Are you all okay? Why are the charts not moving? Yes. Okay, students, so oxytocin, when we talk about oxytocin, right? When we talk about oxytocin, we have to understand few things, right? I remember there was one student in my class whose name was Oxytocin. His username was Oxytocin. I was like, okay. He used to type, Oxytocin ma'am. Hi ma'am. So his name was, he had put his username as Oxytocin. I thought today he'll be in my class so I can tell students that is the posterior lobe hormone which is released. Okay. So oxytocin hormone, if I have to talk, it mainly helps in contraction of the uterine wall. Okay. What does it help in mainly? We all know this. Contraction of uterine wall. When does this happen, students? During the pregnancy, right? During the pregnancy, this happens. This oxytocin is also, you'll all be very excited in this. This oxytocin will also be very helpful when you have, what do you tell? You feel, no, I like this person, I like this girl in my class. What do you say? I have a crush on this person and all these words you use, no? That time you'll feel very happy. Right, when you see this person, you feel very happy. If you cuddle that person, you feel very happy. Right, that feeling of love during that time, like during that time when you're liking a person, when you tell that you have a crush on this person and all, there's a happy hormone which is released, which takes you into a delusion. Yes, my life is very, very happy after this. I met this girl of my life. I met the boy of my life. My life is very, very happy. This is the end of my life, right? That happiness is because this hormone is playing with you, but you don't know. You are like, oh, you will be in one hallucination, right? You will be building castles and castles. So that hormone is your oxytocin, which is also called as your love hormone. Okay, it's also called your love hormone. So it gives that happy feeling, right? That happy feeling is given by this hormone. Okay, that is why you go into delusion. Got me? Okay, got all this, right? Okay, yes, fine. Then students, your lactation of milk. Lactation of milk. That means your ejection of milk, right? I think we can use the word ejection itself. Okay, ejection of milk. Ejection of milk is happening because of your oxytocin, because understood, oxytocin will be released during the contraction of the uterine wall where the pregnancy state, again after the lactation, ejection of the milk has to come out, right? That means when the baby cries, right, when the baby cries and when the baby is kept near the breast of the mother, right, when the baby is kept near the breast of the mother, the moment the baby is going to feed, right, that kind of emotions or that crying of the baby, that kind of a feeling will allow the oxytocin to be released, which will actually help in the ejection of the milk. Okay, ejection of the milk. Oh, students, that's so obvious, no? I told you I'm not that old also, okay, where I'm in some ancestral era that I cannot understand what, recent generation is going through, right? I told you I'm young. I know what is happening in all of your minds, right? Very well I know. Very well I know. Okay. Students, okay. Vasopressin is also called as your ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. People who have watched excretion chapter with me, you will know anti-diuretic hormone, right? Anti-diuretic hormone. This anti-diuretic hormone, do I have to explain? Yes, I have to explain because most of you wouldn't have watched the session. Okay. Students, it actually helps in reabsorption of water. What does it do? It does reabsorption of water. Now, right, it helps in reabsorption of water. Does it do, students, normal reabsorption of water or conditional reabsorption of water? It will do conditional reabsorption of water. That means where that energy is there, no? That conditional, right? Conditional. Yes. One oxytocin is dancing in the chat box. Aha. Totally. Yes. Oxytocin removed. Okay, so students, reabsorption of water, right? Reabsorption of water is happening. That is also conditional reabsorption of water, not just normal reabsorption. Normal reabsorption, PCT is anyway doing, loop of Henle is anyway doing. Reabsorption of H2O is happening where in your DCT and your collecting duct, that is with the help of some energy. Okay, with the help of some energy that is happening here. Okay, clear or not? Okay, conditional reabsorption is happening. Fine. So students, what happens if the ADH is less? All of you think, okay? Tell me, all of you think very quickly. What happens if ADH is less? If ADH is less, don't you think your urine will be hypotonic? That means very diluted it will be, right? Deficiency of ADH will lead to hypotonic urine. That hypotonic urine, right, it will cause something called as diabetes insipidus. Okay, diabetes insipidus. Okay. Wow, students, did they really change the name? Oxytocin. Okay, yes. So students, diabetes insipidus is when the urine is hypotonic. Okay, hypotonic urine. Diabetes insipidus. Okay, diabetes insipidus. Got it, all of you? Water reabsorption will happen. So diabetes mellitus is what? Sugar content. That is different. When insulin is less, sugar increases. That is diabetes mellitus. This is diabetes insipidus where the water content varies. Are you all with me on this? So this is all about hypothalamus. Okay, we studied anterior lobe, we studied intermediate lobe, we also studied posterior lobe. Clear? Any doubts on this so far? Okay. So far, any doubts? No, right? Easy? Easy? Yes, fine. Yes, okay. Fine, students. Let's do pituitary gland. Okay. Yes. Now I'll erase this because I've already written this in the previous slide. Students, pituitary gland, now we almost understood everything about the pituitary gland, right? We understood the anterior lobe, all this we understood. Just we have to understand your NCERT. NCERT, they have used some terms. That terms we have to understand. So pituitary gland is also called as hypophysis gland. Its other name is hypophysis gland. Okay, it's an ectodermal. Its origin is ectodermal. That means you remember when they do organization, even when you're not born, when the blastula, morula, gastrula stage, there will be organization telling that you ectoderm become this, you become this. So that ectodermal origin is your pituitary. Clear? Okay, and this is called a master gland. What is it called? Master gland. This is called a master gland. Okay, so they take the secretion from the hypothalamus. Pituitary will do other jobs. Pituitary will be like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this. Vice principal job pituitary will do. Okay, yes, students, now I told you hypophysis is again divided. That means depending on the name hypophysis. Now we know that posterior gland has, a pituitary gland has anterior lobe, intermediate lobe, posterior lobe. Now you have to know the terminology according to your NCERT. Okay, so I will divide hypophysis. Okay, if the name was hypophysis, right? Hypophysis, right? It will be divided into two parts. Two parts? Three parts. How many parts? Two parts. Okay. It will be called as adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis. All NCERT. Okay. All NCERT. Some extra information is there, but it's not going to harm you. Okay. Neurohypophysis. Now I have a tricky question for all of you. Maybe could be asked in your NCERT, right? Could be asked in your NCERT. Why is it called neurohypophysis, students? Now I'll give you an example or I'll give you a hint. Neurohypophysis, under neurohypophysis, your posterior lobe comes. Now I want someone to connect and tell me why is it called neurohypophysis and why this is called adenohypophysis. Okay, by then I'll write the name. By then all of you think a little tricky question, but definitely you can answer because I just finished explaining it. Come on, I want to see. Anterior lobe. Okay, yes, I want one creative student who has thought through it. Look at the dedication, how many accounts they'll make. Very good. Who was that? Subhashni, Rupa, neuron cells. Very good. Suresh, Scarlett, Sanvi. Very good. Govind Reddy, Shreyas. Okay, Shreya. Very good, students. That is because I'm so happy for students who answered. Neurohypophysis, neuro. Right, it is called neuro. Why? Because the neurosecretory cells have to directly go and secrete their secretions into the posterior lobe. Posterior lobe is not going to do any work. I am the boss. Right? If principal wants to come, principal has to come all the way. Or vice principal is there, administrator is there, whoever are the main specialized people of the principal, they have to come and directly tell. Otherwise, I'm not going to do my job. Right? That kind of an attitude who has intermedia. Okay, intermedia. Very good. Okay. Very good for those students who answered. Those who answered a little late also, it's okay. But if you have thought about it, it's very nice. Okay. Such kind of twisted questions it's not twisted, but it's not direct also. Okay, it's not twisted, but it's not direct also. Right? So neurohypophysis, who will come? Okay. Pars neurosa, or other words, posterior lobe. Posterior lobe. Are you all with me on this? Yes. So students, adenohypophysis. So hypophysis is the other word for pituitary. Okay. Pituitary has 3 lobes, right? We shouldn't forget that, right? Pituitary gland or your hypophysis, right? Pituitary gland mainly has 3 lobes. Anterior lobe, okay, intermediate, I am writing all short forms, okay, because I have already written full in the before page, posterior lobe, right. These lobes will has other names. So hypophysis is divided into adenohypophysis, neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is divided into anterior and intermediate. Why? What is the common thing between them? Student, the common thing between them is both the secretions to this anterior and this intermediate is going with the help of hypophyseal portal vein. Correct? That is the connection they have between themselves. That is why we wrote them together, right? Pars intermediate and pars distalis. Now, neurohypophysae is called pars neurosa or the posterior lobe, because here neurosecretory cells have to go and do the job. I hope this is very, very clear. Okay? Cells have to go and do the job. Clear? Yes, very good. HPV. Okay? This is clear. So, this is all your pituitary gland. Now, we will also understand job of each people. Okay, job of each people. Wait, 1 second. I hope this much is crystal clear. Yes. Okay. Now, students, we will understand this pituitary gland. No, it's what do I say? Pituitary gland got some stimulation from the hypothalamus, but it is up to the hormone if it wants to actually change a gland, or if it wants to work for the gland, or if it wants to do something for the gland. Okay, now what I am trying to say is pituitary actually has 2 types of hormone secretions. Okay, 2 types. Okay, one is called as tropic hormone. Okay, tropic hormone, and one will be called what? Non-tropic hormone. That means they do not work for any gland. I'll give you an example, that time you will understand. Yes, all of you with me? Students, drink water, hydrate yourself. Sorry. Yes. Okay, fine. So, students, we have tropic hormone and non-tropic hormone. Tropic hormone means they are like, okay, I will do one thing with the secretions I have, I will go and stimulate other glands. Okay, so these hormones have the capability to stimulate other glands. But these people does not stimulate any glands. They just do their job. They will not help other people. They will not go for any social service. They will just do their job and go. Now, let's just try to understand the examples. Okay, tropic hormone, students, like our FSH, LH, thyroid. Okay, thyroid stimulating hormone. These are the people who are actually going and doing a gland work, right? Now, TSH is going and stimulating your thyroid gland. FSH, LH is going and stimulating your gonads. Now, you need to understand what I told before. Is this clear to all of you? Now, do you understand? So, let's write some example. Now, FSH, LH, right? FSH, LH. Now, this FSH and LH will go and activate which gland? Gonad, right? Then we have TSH, right? TSH will go and activate thyroid. Okay, then we have ACTH, okay, adrenal. That will go and activate your adrenal gland. So, is this clear? Is this clear to all of you? So, these kind of things, right? These kind of people who are going and activating another gland, It is called as tropic hormone. Now, are you able to relate everything? Because I am not sure in hypothalamus if you people understood the order. Now it is more easier, right? Now we have sorted, now we have categorized them. Okay. Now students, same way, non-tropic hormone, that means I told they will not go and do any other job, like they will just do for themselves. They'll just do for themselves. So non-tropic hormones are like growth hormones, okay, growth hormone. They are not activating any glands, they are activating the overall, right? The overall growth of the body is taken care by the growth hormone. So the overall growth, like when you were 3 years old, if you were this much, now you are 13, 14, 15, 18, 17 years or maybe 20, 22 years, you are this much. How does this happen? Happen because of growth hormone. Does that mean growth hormone only activates your thyroid gland and only neck is growing, then after some time head is growing? No, you are proportionate. That is because growth hormone is overall growth, not activating any glands. Yes, human reproduction class, there is a twist because we are going to give a human reproduction chapter because Baswa sir is going to teach human reproduction. I will teach reproductive health. So the testis ovary part here also will be detailedly done in human reproduction. I will be just giving you an overview of it. Okay, Praveen? So Baswa sir is going to take human reproduction and maybe I will take one botany chapter. You can let me know which botany chapter you want me to take. I'll take that botany chapter. We will do some kind of exchange, you know, because it will be boring to only teach plants. It's boring only to teach animals and humans. So we will do sometime exchange, right? So we also feel like, oh, refreshed, and we also feel like giving some kind of information. So yes, students, is this clear? Growth hormone, it helps in overall growth, right? Yes, Baswa sir is going to take. Yes, it will help in overall growth. Okay, it also helps, students, it also has a that is your diabetic nature. Okay, that means it will increase the blood glucose level. Okay, it will increase the blood glucose level. Okay, the sexual flowering, what is that? Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Students, that chapter is very sad for me. Okay, so you give me better recommendation. Students, because this will increase the blood glucose level, we also call this as diabetogenic effect. That means it increases the diabetic. That means chances of diabetics is increased when it comes to growth hormone. Okay, is this clear? Okay, this is one of the non-tropic hormones. Second non-tropic hormone, I will write it here only, that is your prolactin. Prolactin. Why I am telling prolactin? This is also NTH. Okay, what is NTH full form? Non-tropic hormone. Why am I telling prolactin, students? Because prolactin, even though it is going to stimulate your mammary gland, I told you mammary gland is not an endocrine gland. So it is not doing anything, right? It is basically doing what? It is going to help in the lactation, right? Lactation. So it is going to help for the milk formation. Now, during this milk formation, all of you should understand your prolactin, okay, prolactin releasing hormone, that is your PRH, is going to be less. That means it's going to be less active compared to your PIH. PIH is going to be more active. Why? Students, lactation or the milk, when is it required? It is required when the woman is pregnant, right? When a female is pregnant, we need prolactin. Now, it's not happening every month, right? Maybe most of the people have 2 kids, some has 3 kids. Now, that means in a lifetime of 70 years of the female, of that woman, she will lactate only 3 times. She only need the breast milk 3 times. Agreed, all of you? That 3 times PRH has to work. Other entire lifetime till 70, 80, 90, 100, how much ever they live, until that time PIH is active. Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you? Yes or no? Okay, cell or plant kingdom I'll take. Yes, is this clear, students? Are we good to go? Are we understanding this very, very important topic? That is why I am asking again and again. Is this clear? Okay, 1 second. Yes. Please make a note. That's why I have moved from the board for you people. Some of you will be complaining, ma'am, you don't move from the board. So please write it down. So you can write all the sides. Yes. Yes, great. Okay. Good job, good job. We're ready to go. Okay, don't go anywhere, don't leave the class and go. Just be here, okay? Okay, so since you understood about prolactin, students, secretion of milk will happen. So this secretion of milk also, it is happening only maybe depending on like maybe 3 children, right? So this lactation or your secretion of milk does not happen entire throughout the life. It only happens when certain, like when the woman is pregnant. So PRH is going to be less, PIH is going to be more, okay? So it is also told as the predominant stage for prolactin is PIH, that means prolactin inhibitory hormone, okay? Clear? Now we have to study a little about growth hormone, which I will tell here only. Okay, students, growth hormone, simple thing. Growth hormone, if it is hyposecretion and hypersecretion, right? Hyposecretion means what? Growth hormone is less. If the growth hormone is secreted less, the person will be dwarf, right? Dwarfism will happen. All of you know this you have studied in your 8th standard, I believe. Then even 10th standard. Now, if growth hormone is more, that means hypersecretion happen, gigantism will happen. Now, how will gigantism happen? That means this person who is born has growth factor or growth hormone from birth. That means the growth hormone secretion is more from birth. So this person will have gigantism, that means long hands, long legs, everything will be proportionate. But at the same time, if this person's growth hormone increases after they become an adult, okay, after they become an adult, then it is called as acromegaly. Okay, that means this person's body proportion is not the same. Why the body proportion is not the same? Why the body proportion is not the same? Example, this is the bone. This is just to explain it to you, okay? So there are students here, there is an epiphyseal plate, okay? This epiphyseal plate will close, okay? Should I draw it with another color just for you to understand? Students, this is how bone is, okay? Here there is an epiphyseal plate, okay? So how do we grow longer? This bone has to extend, right? This bone will extend. For gigantism, this epiphyseal plates will not close. So the bones will extend in proportion. In acromegaly, what happens? This epiphyseal plate will close. So here elongation won't happen. Instead, here elongation will happen. So that person will look very, very different. Why? Because when this extension, back extension happen, that person will start leaning backside, right? Hand, here extension happen. Only this part of the hand will be longer. This part won't be longer. So they will have very disproportionate body figure. Okay, that disproportionate will make them look very different from other people. Clear or not? Okay, this I'll make you understand now here also, but this is just an explanation for it. Okay, yes, students, the diagram given in your NCERT is a beautiful diagram. Okay, beautiful diagram, because you can look here. This is your anterior pituitary. That means your anterior lobe and your intermediate lobe, right? Now, if you see here, hypothalamus is here. This infundibulum is there, and this is going. What is going? Hypophyseal portal vein is going. Hypophyseal portal vein has gone. Got it? It is gone inside. Now, if you see the posterior lobe, hypophyseal portal vein is not there. Instead of that, what is happening? Your neurosecretory cells are extending up to your posterior. Okay, this is exactly what I explained. Labeling is little less there. I have labeled more. Okay, now let's look here. When you talk about the pituitary gland, it is located in the bony cavity of the sella turcica. Now, this and all, this portion, this exact location, we will study in our locomotion and movement. Okay, that time I'll teach you the location. It is a little tricky chapter, so I thought I'll finish. Yes. Okay. Yes. So students, look here. And it is attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk which is called as your infundibulum. Okay. Now it is divided anatomically into adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Okay, adenohypophysis consists of two portions which is called as pars distalis and pars intermediate. Everything is written. Don't even worry. Every single word is written in my notes. Okay, the pars distalis region of the pituitary, commonly called as anterior pituitary, produces growth hormone. Okay, produces growth hormone. Yes. Okay. Students, am I still audible? Visible? No problem, right? Yes. Yes. Worked. Students, am I still audible and visible? Can anyone tell me in the chat box? Yes, right? Nothing problem happened, no? Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, students, look here. This hormones, that is what we just discussed. Okay, look here. Produces growth hormone with and prolactin. Okay, PRL is given, that is your prolactin releasing factor only, prolactin releasing hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, again we discussed this, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicular stimulating hormone. Okay, pars intermediate, anterior lobe, remember under hypothalamus I made you write this slide. Okay, that slide only these people are talking about, this slide. These are all released into the anterior lobe of the pituitary, right? That is what they are talking about. Clear? Yes. So students, look here. Pars intermediate secretes your melanocyte stimulating hormone, which is your advertisement for your, most of the ads tell, no, that they'll make you fair, right? They'll make you fair, they'll make you that, okay? They will make you look like Aishwarya Rai, that person, this person. Not possible. Who should decide? Pituitary gland should decide. Pituitary gland should decide. No, hypothalamus gland should decide that if this person has to be fair, or if this person has to be wheatish color, brown, any color. Every color is beautiful by itself. So, any color is fine, students. Just embrace it. Okay, lecture, I am giving you this one. Okay, embrace your beauty. However, in humans, the pars intermediate is almost merged with pars distalis. Okay, neurophysalis, also known as posterior pituitary, stores and release two hormones called as oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin, again your love hormone, contraction of your uterine wall. Vasopressin, ADH, stimulates with all the reabsorption of water. Lux advertisement, Fair and Lovely advertisement. That is why they changed the Fair and Lovely name to Glow and Lovely. Because no one can decide to make anyone fair until it is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus and pituitary has to decide, oh, this person, let it be fair. That means your melanocytes or melanin, right, released from your melanocytes has to decide what is going to be the color. This Fair and Lovely cannot do anything. Okay, and no Chandrika, nothing can do. Okay, students, look here. Over secretion of GH. Okay, important. Otherwise, we also call this hypersecretion. Hypersecretion. Okay, hypersecretion or oversecretion of your GH stimulates abnormal growth of the body. Okay, abnormal growth of the body, which is called as gigantism. Okay, and low secretion will lead to dwarfism. Okay, low secretion will lead to dwarfism. Short, okay, short people. Now, excess secretion of growth hormones in adults, especially in the middle age, can result. Now, middle age, what do they mean? Adult. When after they become adult, the growth hormone suddenly starts making lot of growth hormones released continuously. It could be because the hypothalamus, the principal failed to notice, the vice principal did not inform properly, HODs did not do the job. It could be because of any system that is going wrong, right? During that time, we get agromegaly, okay, which may lead to serious complications and premature death. Even it can lead to death if unchecked. That means if not understood. Like if you see a person completely stooping down, or if you see they have very long fingers, but their hands are normal, fingers are long, the toe fingers are bigger. If you notice some kind of a very not very proper growth, that means this person could be having growth hormones more. Okay, if unchecked, the disease is hard to diagnose, and the early stage it will be easy to diagnose, but otherwise it will go unnoticed. Okay, now prolactin regulates. Okay, prolactin regulates the growth of mammary glands and formation of milk. Okay, TSH stimulates synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormones from the thyroid gland. ACTH stimulates the synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones called glucocorticoids. Again, you will study this in the adrenal gland. From the adrenal cortex, LH and FSH stimulates gonadal activity and hence are called gonadotrophins. Okay. In males, LH, the synthesis secretion of hormones called androgen. So, in this again you will study again in detail. Okay. So, if you write it now, it's good. If you don't write it now also, it's fine. Okay. From the testis, in FSH and androgen regulates spermatogenesis. LH induces ovulation of the follicles. Again, you will study this in testis and everything. Individually, you will know the function. They have just given an overview. Okay, overview they have given what happens during over secretion, low secretion. Okay, what is acromegaly, and then prolactin, how is prolactin working, ATS working, LH working, FSH working, testis, ovary, all of this working. Okay, this is what it is. Yes. Do you want a break, all of you? I will, students, mock test you have, no, at 2. 1 minute, I'll just talk about that. All of you take a quick break. Yes, yes, pineal gland. Over, break. Yes, I was just checking on your mock test because I don't want, how many of you are attending mock test today? Students, do not worry, after the class gets over, you can attend the mock test, okay? Don't even worry, right? Because we have less portions this time, your neural control and coordination is there, and then you have experimental chemistry, right? So, it is your NEET portions. Yes, students, okay. Now, your pineal gland, okay, pineal gland. Yes. All of you ready for the class? Okay. Students, your pineal gland, okay, you are writing the mock test, good job. So, students, I will do pineal gland after your thyroid gland. Okay, I will do first thyroid gland, then I will do pineal gland. All the small glands we will do at one shot. Okay, now we will start with thyroid gland. Is this clear? Okay, pineal gland, thymus gland, all that cutie glands we will do later. Now, let us try to understand thyroid gland. Little complicated ones, I will finish first. Right? Yes, experimental physics, experimental chemistry, neural control and coordination. This is your syllabus. Okay. Yes, neural control and coordination, I am sure all of you will get full marks because I have taught the chapter really well and I have added every single thing from NCERT, so you cannot go wrong. Okay. Fine. Students, thyroid gland, when I talk about thyroid gland, it is the largest gland. Now, what do I mean by largest gland? I am talking about the largest endocrine gland. Okay, it is the largest endocrine gland. Okay, endocrine gland. Got it, all of you? Largest endocrine gland. Now, thyroid gland, students, it is very common. If you have noticed, very commonly this gland, thyroid, I have thyroid, like it's become such a common thing among us. Every family, one person will have thyroid. Now, why is this happening? Students, this is how your thyroid gland will look. It looks like a butterfly, or you can also say it looks like head shaped. Okay, it is also head shape and it comes where? Above the trachea. Okay, it comes above the trachea. Okay. Now students, this looks like a butterfly, right? It has in this, now the ventral side, that means in the front, this is how it looks. If I draw the back side, okay, if I draw the back side or the dorsal side of the thyroid gland, it will again, butterfly shape is maintained. My butterfly shape will change, but the thyroid gland does not change, okay. It will have, students, 4 buttons, like 4 buttons it will have, okay. These 4 buttons or these 4 circles which I have drawn, these are called as parathyroid gland. What are they called? Parathyroid gland. Clear all of you? Right? Parathyroid gland. Okay. So, this can be called as a butterfly shaped. Okay, I am writing this also. It can be called butterfly shape or head shaped or head shaped. Okay, or head shaped. Clear? Now students, if I take a cross section, like I want to take a small cross section of this thyroid gland, okay, I am taking a cross section, I am going to see some things, okay. What am I going to see? Yes. See, I am going to see some circles, okay, some circles will be seen. Now inside the circles, follicular cells will be there. Okay. Yes, these are cells. Okay, I have taken a small cross section. I have taken those cells. Okay. Now between these cells, students, there are some people. Okay, which is called as parafollicular. Okay. So what is this called? These are called as follicular cells. Are you all with me on this? Follicular cells. Yes. Okay. So these are called as these are called as follicular cells. Okay. And these orange color which I have drawn in between, right, they are called as parafollicular cells. Parafollicular cells. Now this follicular cells have a storage in between. Okay. That means they have some storage here. They have some storage where they will store your T3, T4 hormones, they will store here. Okay, it's also called as colloids, but just understand they have storage capabilities. Okay, it's not like they are forming then and there, they will also store and keep. Right, storage is there. Now, this parafollicular cells, okay, just listen, parafollicular cells, students, they actually help, okay, they actually help in maintaining, okay, maintaining, or I think the better word is regulating, okay, regulating calcium. I'll tell you how the mechanism happens, but right now just understand parafollicular cells helps in regulating the calcium levels in our body. Okay, it could be that they take it from the bone or they do not allow the bone to give any calcium. Anyway, vice versa, it is going to help. Are you all clear? Yes, colloid, very correct. All of you wrote told colloid. Okay, now students, this hormones, right, this follicular cells, all of this are going to release some hormones. What are those hormones called as? Simple, easy, hormones. Okay, hormones released, right, hormones released are two hormones are released, T3 and T4. T3 and T4. Okay, T4 is otherwise called thyroxine. Very commonly it is called thyroxine. Yes or no? And this is called as triiodothyroxine. That means 3, triiodothyroxine. Okay. One is called as triiodothyroxine, one is called as thyroxine, which is your T4. Okay, T4 and T3. Now, who is more? T4 or T3 is more, student? T4 is more in our body. Okay, T4 is more in our body, but T3 is actually more able. That means more ability is there for T3. Ability is there for T3. So that is why our body has the tendency of converting T4 to T3 because T3 is more able, right? Who is more helpful? They should be more in our body, not unnecessary things, right? So sometimes T4 gets converted to T3. Okay, clear or not on this? Easy? Okay, easy. Now, this thyroxine or your T4, right? This T4 mainly needs iodine. That means it is formed because of iodization. Okay, it is formed because of iodonization. Now iodonization means what, students? It needs iodine, right? It needs iodine. Now how do I get the iodine? How do I get the iodine? I am not getting any iodine in my body. My body is not making any iodine, but I need iodine because otherwise thyroxine will be less. If thyroxine hyposecretion happens, I will get some other disease. If hypersecretion happens, some other disease. So I have to be careful, right? I have to be careful. So earlier we used to get from soil. In the sense, soil had some iodine. Now what happens, students? Due to soil erosion, due to washing away of the first layer, the fertile layer of the soil, there is a problem that we do not get enough iodine content from our fruits and vegetables which are cultivated in that soil. So then the government came up with an idea of bringing iodized salt. Okay, how is it bringing iodized salt? That is a direct way of entering iodine into our body. That is the reason why people tell that you have to eat salt. You know, a lot of people I have heard they remove the complete salt from their body. In the sense, they cut short on any kind of salt. But you need salt because some amount of salt or some amount of iodine is required for thyroxine formation. Is this clear? Yes or no? Yes, very good. Iodized salt. Okay. Yes. Now, if this much is clear, so students, you understood the parathyroid location, no? It's on the dorsal side, okay? Do not write ventral side. This which you're seeing is on the dorsal side. Okay, dorsal side here, back side, if you see, you will see 4 dots. That is your parathyroid, okay? Parathyroid. Fine. Now, let's understand what is this thyroxine going to do? Like, what is the benefit, what is the job, what it is actually helpful for? So students, this thyroxine or your T4 and T3, right, thyroxine is actually going to help mainly it helps for metabolism. That means a person who does not have enough amount of thyroxine in their body might feel very lethargic, might feel that acute weakness. That is because also there are chances that that person puts on a lot of weight or reduces a lot of weight. If you have not noticed, there are a lot of people who have thyroid, but people are 2 types. One person who has put on a lot of weight, and there is another person who has not put on weight or who has become way more lean. Right, if you have noticed, students, even in your family there could be people who have thyroid. So if you have noticed that this thyroxine, right, this thyroxine mainly helps with your metabolic rate or your basal metabolic rate. Okay, BMR you can write, or your basal metabolic rate. Okay, basal metabolic rate. This is all your NCERT decoded. Okay, NCERT words only. Nothing I'm adding extra from my hand. Okay, so BMR. Okay, and it also helps with growth. Growth means what? It helps with growth that is actually physical and mental. If you read research papers about people who have hypersecretion or hyposecretion of thyroid gland, you will notice that they actually feel sad. They feel a stage of very depression because they think that, because see students, thyroid or your simple goiter or say anything to do with your thyroid, no, it's a lifelong disease. It does not go because you realized it early. Once you start taking tablets, you have to take it lifelong. It's like that. So that's why people sometimes go into a mental situation where they feel very low. Okay, got it all of you? Yes or no? And I don't know how many of you have ever visited a gynecologist. They sometimes tell you that your thyroid, because you have thyroid, your menstrual cycle, because you have thyroid, your menstrual cycle is disturbed. I don't know if anyone has heard this, or if you have seen any doctors, you know, talks and all, you would have seen that if your thyroid level is bad or your thyroxine level is bad, your menstrual cycle also is disturbed. Clear? Okay, so it affects growth, menstrual cycle, okay, and it also affects the body temperature. Are you all with me? Can I see some red hearts in the chat box? Yes, it is very, very serious. It is very, very serious. Even though we do not know about it, it is serious. It's just that people have taken like, oh, thyroid, it's improving my life status, because you know, having thyroids or sugar is like, oh, I have you know, I have got Nobel Peace Prize or award. It's become a lifestyle for some people, but some people still feel very bad about it. Okay, menstrual cycle gets disturbed. Okay, only Sharat and Rupa understood the assignment, and Asiya. Come on, everyone, all of you have red hearts. Please put. Other people, chumma you'll be putting red hearts, no? Now put red heart for teacher who is working hard. Very good. Yes, good job. Only this many students. Oh my God. Only this many hearts. Let me see. How many are there who are there in the class and not putting hearts? Very good. That fear should be there, students. That fear should be there. Otherwise, you people won't do work. Right? We should keep, like hypothalamus, we should keep scolding. Do. Very good. Yes, very good. Okay? Okay. Fine. Good job. Okay, students. So now we understood. Yes, exactly. Now you people have become my family. Every Sunday I am with you people only. Right? So students, this much is clear. Right? Thyroid gland, this much is clear. T3, T4 is clear. Okay, now we have to understand what would happen if a person has deficiency, like I just told, no? So, say thyroid or thyroxine is less. Okay, that means we have under secretion, or you can say hyposecretion. Okay, hyposecretion. Students, when hyposecretion or there is a deficiency, okay, in your NCERT deficiency word is given. If there is a deficiency, there is one kind of a condition, okay, one kind of a condition called as cretinism, okay, cretinism. This is mainly seen in children. Cretinism is mainly seen in children. Now you will be like, ma'am, how does it come in children? Students, it comes in children because the mother, when this child, right, when the pregnancy happened, right, when the pregnancy happened, what would have happened is the mother might not have. That means your simple, students, simple way, how does it happen? Hypothalamus, right, hypothalamus sends TRH, your tropin releasing hormone, which will actually stimulate your TSH, right? This will go to your pituitary, right? This will go to your pituitary. This TSH will go to your thyroid. Now, in any of this step, that means from principal to vice principal to the HOD, at any of this step, if there was a problem, then definitely mother might have less thyroid. That means thyroxine release, right? This would have caused a problem with the child. Okay, so this cretinism is mainly in children. Okay, it is mainly seen in children. Now, what happens, students? They are like, what do you say? The symptoms are they will have very protruded stomach. Okay, they will have a very protruded stomach. I don't know how many of you. Yes, thyroid, if the mother has a thyroid and if it is not very complicated, then it is not going to affect. But in case very less thyroxine level happens, or during pregnancy, now it is mandatory for a woman to go check their thyroxine level, because to avoid such kind of conditions. Okay, to avoid such kind of conditions. Okay, students, so what is going to happen? Mainly, it will affect their physical growth. Okay, it will affect their physical growth. They'll have very low immunity. Okay, they'll have low immunity. For some people, they might even become deaf. Okay, they can also become deaf. Okay, and they will have very protruded stomach. Okay, very thick tongue. thick tongue. These are some how they, because of the deficiency, what will happen. Okay, they can also have delayed puberty. Delayed puberty. Okay, so when it comes to children, they will have lack of physical growth. That means they will not grow enough for their age. Sometimes they can also become deaf, and a protruded stomach will be there. Their stomach will look like, you know, as if it will look very different from, it is not just normal bulging, it will be from this portion, it will come like this. Okay, and they will have thick tongue, they will have delayed puberty. All these are very common symptoms. Okay, protruded or your projecting out, students, protruded eyeballs. Have you seen that emoji comes? No, two eyeballs coming out suddenly when you get scared, that one, like that. Okay, they can also have respiratory tract infection, they can also have respiratory problems. Okay, there are many symptoms. Okay, at least you remember 4 symptoms minimum, which is easy for you to remember. Okay, protruded means just popping out. Have you seen that eyeballs popping out? Protruded means extra, right? Extra. So if a person is normally like this, their stomach will be so much, right? Their stomach will be so much, right? Have you, like, it will be like as if the person is carrying 3-4 months pregnant, no, that like that it will be protruded. Okay, clear or not? We have more. One second. Yes, okay. Okay, students, look here. We will discuss some of the diseases here. So, thyroid is composed of 2 lobes which are located on either side of the trachea. Both the lobes are interconnected by a thin flap of connective tissue called isthmus. Okay, this I didn't say. That means, students, look here in this diagram. Okay, in this diagram, this 2 flaps, right? These 2 flaps have to be connected with the help of isthmus. Okay, isthmus. They are connected with the help of isthmus. Again, you will study in locomotion and locomotory and movement. Okay, isthmus. The thyroid gland is composed of follicles and stromal tissues. That is what I drew and show. Okay, that whatever I drew. That is what this is. Each thyroid follicle is composed of follicular cells enclosing a cavity. Enclosing that cavity means what? That cavity is where the storage will happen. Okay, storage will happen. Are you all tired? Are you all sleepy? Okay, now these follicular cells synthesize 2 hormones called as so tetra, 4, T4, okay, tri, 3, okay, tri, so T3 and T4, which is commonly called as thyroxine. You can write thyroxine, no one is going to, you know, reduce your mark for this. Iodine is essential for normal rate of hormone synthesis in thyroid. Deficiency of iodine in our diet will lead to hypothyroidism. That means this is the reason why some people have hypothyroidism, because they do not consume enough salt in their diet. Okay, and enlargement of the thyroid gland, commonly called as goiter. That is called as what, students? Simple goiter. Okay, simple goiter. Simple goiter, what is the first symptom? They will have a swollen neck, right? They will have a swollen thyroid gland actually. That will lead to look like it is a swollen neck. They will have a swollen thyroid gland, which will actually lead to a swollen neck region. Got it, all of you? Swollen neck region, simple goiter, again one of the hypothyroidism disease, simple goiter. Now, hypothyroidism during pregnancy causes defective development and maturation of the growing, okay, look here, growing baby, leading to a stunned growth. Okay, stunned growth, this is the symptoms I have written for you. Okay, it can lead to mental retardation, low intelligent quotient. Okay, low intelligent quotient, the student or the child can be lacking lot of IQ, abnormal skin, deaf, and in adult women, okay, hypothyroidism may cause menstrual cycle to become irregular. This also we just wrote, okay, becomes irregular. Now, students, due to cancer of thyroid gland or due to the development of nodules of the thyroid gland, the rate of synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormone is increased to abnormally high levels, leading to a condition called as hyperthyroidism. So, Hypothyroidism is common. It could happen even if the iodine content is less. But hyperthyroidism means what? Hyperthyroidism only happens when there is a cancer, there is a tumor, right? A tumor formation in the thyroid gland, which is actually increasing the TSH, or it is increasing the release of thyroxine. That will lead to hyperthyroidism. Got it, all of you? So a cancer, right? Cancer or a tumor in the thyroid gland, okay, thyroid gland will lead to hyperthyroidism, which will completely affect the body. So let's see how. So students, exothalamic goiter, that means very severe, not simple goiter. Exothalamic goiter will be the most severe one, which is a form of hyperthyroidism characterized by enlargement of thyroid gland, protrusion of the eyeballs, increased basal metabolic rate, and weight loss, also called as Graves' disease. Students, Graves' disease, I'll write here the points. Students, Graves' disease is basically when there is fluid accumulation in the eyeball. That means you are not able to close your eyes. See, now when I'm closing my eyes, both this eyelids are touching each other, right? Touching each other. Now, when Graves' disease happened, what happened? They will not be able to close, okay? They will not be able to close their eyes, okay? Graves' disease, right? Graves means what? Graves' disease, again one of the hyperthyroidism. What and all can go wrong? Look here, they can have goiter, okay, they will have protruding eyeballs, okay, protruding eyeballs. They can also, students, their metabolism rate or your BMR will be low, right? Basal metabolism, no, BMR will be more, so that's the reason why they have weight loss, sorry. Okay, students, look here. Basal metabolic rate will be increased, okay, increased, because of which that person will have weight loss, okay, weight loss. And what is the other one? Enlargement of thyroid gland, again I have written goiter. So these are the symptoms, okay. This person will not be able to completely close their eyelids, okay. Thyroid hormones play an important role in regulation of the basal metabolic rate, which we just discussed, and these hormones also support the process of red blood cell formation, okay. RBC formation, it will help, very important, it will help in the RBC formation, okay. Thyroid hormones control the metabolism of carbohydrate, proteins and fats, maintenance of water electrolyte balance. Thyroid gland also secretes a protein called as thyrocalcitonin, that is TCT. Students, that is released by your parafollicular, okay, I will show you that. Okay, look here students, your parathyroid hormone, okay, parathyroid hormone, that means I told you about this, no, but before that, with parathyroid, I will tell you one more thing, that is about your parafollicular. Okay, look here, all of you pay attention here. Are you all with me? Only Subhashini, Rupa and Sanvi are happy to be in my class. Others are all sleeping, right? Okay, all of you are sleeping? Yes, no? Yes ma'am, no ma'am. Since we'll also write about your myxedema, okay? This is also a condition, okay? This is also a condition of your hypothyroidism, that means the thyroxine is less in the body. So what happens here? Again, low metabolism, okay, low BMR. Yes, all of you are with me, low BMR, they gain weight, okay. If high BMR is there, students, weight loss, low BMR, they gain weight, okay. Got it? Extra I am giving you so you do not forget. Yes, more students are there, very good, okay. Low metabolism, low basal metabolic rate, all this, okay, this is called myxedema, okay. Myxedema is there, then one more autoimmune disease is there, which is called as your Hashimoto-immune disease, which I will just write it in your notes later, okay. Students, look here, before I tell about your parathyroid gland, I will tell you one thing about your, this one, who is that? Parafollicular. Students, so, okay. So, in this, right, we drew this follicular cells, right, this parafollicular cells which are present between the follicular cells. Stromal tissue, between them there were some parafollicular cells, right. This parafollicular cells will actually secrete your TCT. What is your TCT full form? Just now we discussed thyroxine, thyroxycalcitonin. Thyroxycalcitonin. Okay. Now the term calcitonin, what will it do, students? What will calcitonin do? Calcitonin, something to do with calcium? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Calcitonin, what will it do? Yes, this will do simple thing, as the term helps, it will do calcium metabolism. Calcium metabolism. Now you will ask, ma'am, why you explaining this? Because students, parathyroid and your parafollicular, that means your TCT, will actually balance or regulate the calcium. Okay, balance or regulate the calcium. Okay, now if I write about your parathyroid, okay, parathyroid, it releases your parathyroid hormone PTH, which actually again regulates the calcium. Okay, so if this person is decreasing, okay, calcium level, if this person is decreasing, this person will increase. Okay, got it all of you? How will this person increase the calcium level? They will take it from the bones. Simple, right? Bone is made up of calcium, they will take it from the bone. Okay, so regulate calcium, that means increase the calcium level by taking it from the bone. Okay, how will they decrease? They will decrease it by again not letting the bone or not letting the osteocells, bone cells to break and give the calcium. So that they will regulate. Is this clear? Yes, very good. Calcium added to the bone. Suresh, Subhashini, very good. Okay. So this condition or this way of taking this or not allowing the bone, right, it's called as osteoclast. Okay, osteoclast activity. Osteoclast activity will be reduced. That means, students, not letting the bone to get demineralized. Okay, so mineralization of bone will happen here. Here what is going to happen? Demineralization will happen. That means they will take the calcium from the bone. Demineralization of bone will happen. So they are antagonist in nature. That means they are against each other. One is increasing, one is decreasing. Because one is increasing and decreasing, this is balanced. Okay, so parathyroid gland will release PTH. That PTH will regulate the calcium. How will they regulate the calcium? They will take calcium from the bone, which is called as demineralization of the bone. And we have parafollicular cells which release TCT, that is your thyroxycalcitonin, which will again help in calcium metabolism. How? By avoiding or doing mineralization. Okay, by doing mineralization of the bone. Mineralization of the bone. So these two people are against each other, but they are actually helping the body. Okay, they are, okay, parathyroid versus your parafollicular cells. They are against each other. One will decrease the calcium level, one will increase the calcium level. Okay, osteoporosis means, have you seen pores in the bones? Okay, this is how your bone is, right? This is how your bone is. You will start seeing holes in the bone. Okay, pores will be formed in the bone. Because the pores, bones will have pores, calcium will start going. Less calcium will happen. Okay, osteoporosis. Now, we have to also study hyper and hyposecretion of PTH. Okay, that we will see with your NCERT. So, let's just look here. Students, look here. I drew this, right? Look here, all of you, parathyroid, this 4 button, do not forget. Now students, look here, 4 parathyroid glands are there. How many? 4. Okay, 4 parathyroid glands are there, which are present on the back side or the dorsal side. Okay. Students, some topics in this chapter can be easily explained with NCERT. I need not write everything because whatever is there only I'll be writing, right? So, some things like other things has to be broken down. Some things NCERT is the best. Okay. Now, backside of the thyroid, 1 pair each in 2 lobes. Okay. So, here, so imagine this is the butterfly. Here 2 will be there. Here 2 will be there. Total 4. And they will be like a butterfly. And this connection between my 2 fingers, right? This connection is called as your isthmus. Okay, and where it will be front like this, it will be backside, the buttons will be there. Okay, it looks like one Zumba dance I'm doing, no? 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, fine. So, students, 1 pair on the each side. Now, the parathyroid gland secretes, very important, peptide hormone called as parathyroid hormone or your PTH. Okay, PTH. What will PTH do? It will regulate the calcium level. Okay, now the secretions of the PTH is regulated by circulating the levels of calcium ion. Clear to all of you? You can write calcium metabolism or regulation is done by these people. Clear? All of you are writing notes? Parathyroid hormone or your PTH increases the calcium level, but parafollicular decreases the calcium level. Okay? PTH acts on the bone. That means demineralization. Okay? Demineralization. I've written there, but I'm still adding it here, so it will help your notes. Students, do not forget to download the notes. Okay, later if you ask me, I will not be able to find anything. Okay, demineralization and stimulates the process of bone resorption. That means dissolution. Resorption means breaking down of bone, right? That dissolution of the bone. Okay, and tubules and increases the calcium level. What is I telling? So not only do they do demineralization of the bone, they also, okay, here. Students, they also ask whom? Tubules, DCT, PCT, all of those people to reabsorb as much as calcium. Okay, reabsorb. Reabsorb calcium from the tubules. Okay, clear to all of you? They will tell body telling that you reabsorb all the calcium. I need more calcium. Okay, that also these people will do. Yes, reabsorption from the tubules and from the digested food also. Whatever food is getting digested, whatever is our body is deciding ki, oh, this is going to be the waste material, the will tell, parathyroid gland will tell, you think once more, take all the calcium back, I want more, all the calcium back. Okay, reabsorption of calcium. And PTH is a hypercalcemic hormone. Okay, hypercalcemic hormone, that is, it increases the blood calcium level. Along with TCT, it plays a significant role in balancing in the body. Clear or not? So students, hyposecretion will lead, that means hyposecretion of this will lead for, where do I write it? Let me write it here. Hyposecretion, okay, will lead to hypocalcemia. Hypocalcemia, that means students what? Less calcium level, right? Less calcium level. So if calcium level is low, then this body will do one thing, students, it will start absorbing sodium. It will absorb sodium. Now when it absorbs sodium, know what happens? Spontaneous contraction will happen. That means your hand, imagine you were doing dance, you did like this. Now your hands will not come back to normal. Your hands will not come back to normal very easily. This fast movement will not be possible. It will go like this, then it will get stuck there. Why? Because the calcium level has decreased and sodium level is more. Sodium has got accumulated. You know what happens now when salt get accumulated in the gaps? It will be very painful to move. Got it? Yes or no? Yes or no? So spontaneous contraction of the muscle will happen. Okay, spontaneous contraction of muscles. Yes, okay. That is clear. If calcium level is more, hypersecretion or hypercalcemic, right? If the calcium level is more, that means hypercalcemic. Then what will happen? Osteoporosis will happen. Okay, osteoporosis will happen. Clear? Yes. Is this okay? Is this okay? Do you want me to write it again? Or is this okay for all of you? Clear? No, I've underlined all the important words. Whatever I've written here is the same thing there. Okay, it's the same thing there. Just hyper and hyposecretion is there. Okay, so that means if this, I'm always tangled inside this mic. Okay, wait. Yes, students. So, if it is hypo, okay, hypocalcemic, hypercalcemic. Hypocalcemic means what is going to happen? Spontaneous contraction is going to happen. Okay, spontaneous contraction of muscles. Hyper means osteoporosis will happen. Okay, osteoporosis will happen. Yes, done. Good job. Okay, now, yes, thymus. Thank you. Do you mean happy Sunday? Are you leaving the class? No, right? Students, do not worry about your mock paper, okay? Focus on the class. Mock paper we will do, okay? You can still solve the mock paper. Do not even worry. Maybe you will be a little late for the mock paper, but you can still be able to solve. And even if you solve some, you will still get your score. You will still get your analysis. Sometimes ranks won't come, okay? Rank won't come. So that you have to keep in mind. Students, I want a 3 minutes break. I'll just drink something hot because my throat is paining. Okay, so I'll be back by 1:45, 1:47. Okay, do not worry about your mock test. Clear? Let's complete the chapter properly. After that, you can go for your mock test. We only have now small glands, thymus, parathyroid, pineal gland, and then you have mechanism of your hormones and then some quizzes to do. After that, you will be done. Testes and ovary, I'll just give you an overview because you will study anyway in detail in human reproduction. Clear? Yes? Okay. Students, you also take a very quick break and come back. Okay? Hello students, I am back. What is happening, Jagdish? Yes, audible? What, you people won't even give 1 minute, huh? And when I ask you to do one like, subscribe, nothing you people do. Then you are telling, ma'am, come back. Right? Hello, all of you are back? Yes. Okay. Students, when I was telling about thyroid, no, I wanted to add one thing. Okay, I wanted to add that if a tadpole, okay, if a tadpole, sorry, 1 second, where is parathyroid? Thyroid. Okay, students, if a tadpole has to complete its life cycle, that means if it has to go from your tadpole to adult, right, tadpole to adult, that if it has to happen, even it needs, okay, even it needs thyroxine. So what did I say? If imagine from larva, right, that is your tadpole, or from a larval stage, if it has to become adult in animals, it will need thyroxine, or it will need the thyroid gland to work properly. Okay, so do not forget, it was a NEET question. Suddenly I remembered. When I was drinking water, I was like, oh no, I forgot to tell this. Okay, students, thymus and all is very, very simple. Okay, simple, dimple. Okay, so thymus, I told you last time itself, it is present here. Okay, mediastinum, right. So, it is present above the heart, right, between your lungs. So, this thymus, if you talk about thymus, students, it is mainly helping for maturation of who? Maturation of T cells or your T lymphocytes, right? We have studied this in our neural control and coordination. We studied this in human health and diseases. Yes or no? All of you are with me? All of you are back? I don't think all of them are back. Okay, so this one is called actually throne of immunity. Throne of immunity. Because if thymus is not there, then from where is immunity going to come? From where is T cells going to get matured? Right? Maturation of T cells happens in the thymus. So thymus is called as throne of immunity, right? Game of Thrones, like that. Throne of immunity. Now students, this releases a hormone. Okay, this releases who? Thymus releases a hormone. Okay, which is called as thymosin. Okay, thymosin, whatever you want to tell, you can tell. Now, what does this help? This is same NCERT, okay? It helps in differentiation of your T cells. Differentiation of your T cells, okay? Because we know about maturation, differentiation also happens that way only, right? Differentiation also happens that way only, right? Correct? Yes or no? Right? Thymosin. Okay, it is the presence of, did I write the spelling correct? Yeah, differentiation of T cells. Students, it also helps with formation or production. Okay, you can use any of the word. Production of antibodies. Again, everything to do with immunity. Okay, production of antibodies. So, this is all going to help. This is all going to help for CMI. What is CMI full form? Cell mediated immunity. So, thymus has to do everything with cell mediated immunity, right? Because thymus is where T cells will mature. So, it is called throne of immunity. T cells or thymus will release thymosin. Thymosin helps in differentiation of T cells and also in production of antibodies. Again, everything to do with immunity. Got it? Everything to do with immunity. Okay. Actually, this thymus reduces with age, decreases with age. Okay. it reduces, that means as you grow older and older, thymus decreases with age, okay, it decreases thymus, okay, decreases with age, because of which old people have weak immunity. Okay, that's the reason, students, why old people have many diseases, right? Have weakened or weak immunity. Make sense? Thymus is going to get smaller and smaller, or the function is going to reduce. So that's the reason why old people have less immunity. Clear? Yes, great. Okay. Now we finished thymus gland. Now next gland is which? Okay, next one is your pineal gland. Now where is pineal gland present? In the brain. With the hypothalamus and pituitary, this person also was there. Who is this person? He could be worked with principal for very long time. He could be vice principal's favorite person, right? Okay, okay, it could be that. Thank you so much, Jagdish. So students, he could be one among these people. So it is present on the dorsal side of the forebrain. Did you all like the session? Did you all like it and make it 100 or no? If you don't like the session, how will the students know that Gopika ma'am is teaching well? Tell me. How will you know? You people can't be like, oh, Gopika ma'am, I will not tell about Gopika ma'am to anyone. Should not be like that, right? You should tell about me to everyone. Right? Dorsal side of the forebrain, or dorsal side of the forebrain. Okay? Done? Okay, now this releases a hormone called as your melatonin. That was what? Melanin, right? Melanocytes release melanin, skin color. This is melatonin. This melatonin actually is confused in our generation. This is confused in our generation. Why I'll tell you it's confused in our generation? Because now let's take example Sharath. Okay, Sharath slept yesterday at 5 a.m. Okay, today Sharath is planning to sleep at 7 p.m. Again tomorrow Sharath is having a class. He's sleeping at 2 a.m. Now this, how will the melatonin understand Sharath's sleep schedule? Melatonin will be like, what is this boy doing? Yesterday he slept at 5 a.m. So I was adjusting myself to 5 a.m. That means I was trying to get more hyper secreted, right? More secretion so that this person feels sleepy. Okay, less secretion so that this person wakes up. I was planning, okay, 5 a.m. I have to increase. Okay, but this Sharath is sleeping next day at 7 p.m. Then melatonin is like, okay, fine. Okay, I will increase the secretion. Again next day, Sharath is sleeping at 2 a.m. It's like melatonin is like, what is this boy doing? Why can't I fix my circadian rhythm or your biological clock because of this boy? Right? All of our clocks are like this only. My clock is, don't even ask students, my clock also. How much you people sit and study, that much I also sit and study. Right? I prepare a lot, I write my own notes. So that's why you can see, in Telegram, I'll be sending messages that telling that students, this I saw, this plant is this animal is this. That's the reason. Okay, so even my melatonin is very confused. I think my melatonin will collapse one day, telling that I cannot survive with you because you're every day changing your sleep schedule. Okay, so it actually maintains. Okay, so let's write it here. Students, this melatonin is actually maintaining the biological clock, which we are not allowing it to maintain. Biological clock. What is the biological clock? Again, your sleep and wake up cycle. Right? Sleep and wake up cycle. Okay, how many of you sleep? How many of you think your melatonin is not very confused? Tell me in the chat box. Tell me in the chat box how many of you think that my melatonin is not able to do the job because I am responsible for it. Not I, you. Okay, don't tell Gopika ma'am is responsible. Ma'am is always scheduling classes. Right, rhythm. Circadian rhythm. It also helps with metabolism. Come on, tell me. How many of your melatonin is confused? How many of your melatonin is confused that it cannot fix the schedule or it cannot do anything about you? That it wants to disown you? At this point, it does not care if it wants to be with you. Tell me quickly. By then, I'll write the points. Yes? Okay, for me, every day it's confused. Because we have this habit of binge watching Netflix, no? We all have this, no? At the end of that series, they will stop when the hero is dying or when the heroine is, she's drowning in the water or the whole earth is collapsing, they will stop. Then how can I not see the next episode, right? This is how it happens. The Netflix people or the series people have understood that these humans are easy, even they are humans, but then they have understood that these people are fools. They do not care about their melatonin, they do not care about endocrine gland, they care about if that hero is going to survive, heroine is going to die, no one will die. I know no one will die. I know that till the end of this movie or end of this episode, this two will be alive. But no. I have to see, right? So that is the actual situation of my life and all of your life. Okay? Yes, only this many people. Only 5 people melatonin is confused. Other people are all sitting and watching like some reality show, no? The elimination will happen like that. Ma'am is talking, I will just relax. Or I will sleep. So then my mom hears ma'am's lecture and feels so proud. Okay? So yes. So students, melatonin maintains the biological clock, sleep and wake up cycle, circadian rhythm, metabolism and even defense. Okay, even defense in some organisms also it helps with breeding. Okay, this will be secreted at one point. So how does the sleep and wake up cycle happen, students? When you are planning to sleep. Now imagine in 1 week you have slept at 10 and woke up at 6 or slept at 8 and woke up at 4. If 1 week you have followed, melatonin will understand, oh, this is his sleep cycle. So correctly at 10 p.m. it will start increasing the concentration. So you feel sleepy. Okay, again at 6 a.m. it will decrease the concentration. Okay, so I'll show increase here. It will increase the concentration. So you feel sleepy and it will decrease the concentration at 6 a.m. So you wake up. Okay, so you wake up. Is this clear? Is this clear? Why is the response so low, as if you have been crying the whole time? Such an interesting chapter and you're still crying. Huh? Clear, students? Yes, even temperature is mentioned, no, in your NCERT. Temperature also will write. Sankari, I am seeing you after so many days. Or were you attending? Temperature. Sankari Vidya. I am seeing a lot of students. Yes. Yeah, test is live. Do not worry. You can join 20 minutes late also. No problem. Even if you join little late, no problem. Do not worry. Okay? Do not worry. It's our own mock test, no? Don't worry. You will still get your test analysis. Just that ranks will not be there. Anyway, we are not planning to publish the ranks, all of the ranks. We are only planning to publish first 5 or first 10. Okay? So your ranks does not matter. If you want to attend the test, you can definitely attend after 20 to 30 minutes. Otherwise, you have to come back and watch this recorded again. So just stay. Okay, just stay here and finish the session and then go write your mock test. Only experimental physics, experimental chemistry and neural control and coordination, you can finish it faster. Okay, you will finish it in 2 hours. Okay, students, adrenal gland. Now, where is adrenal gland present? It is the Christmas cap. Right, Christmas cap. Here. Right. So, if I draw an enlarged one of this, how will it look? Right? Yes. So, this is how your adrenal gland looks. The red one is your cortex. Okay. Yellow one is your medulla. Yes or no? So, adrenal gland is present on the top of the kidney. Right? It is present on the top of the kidney. And what is it going to do, students? This adrenal cortex. Right? This portion is called the... Yes. This is called the adrenal cortex. cortex. This adrenal cortex is going to release what? It's going to release what? It's going to release corticozoid. Corticoids. Okay. It's going to release these hormones. Okay, now adrenal medulla. That is your yellow color, right? So this one, adrenal medulla. What is it going to release? Can anyone tell? You have studied this in your 10th standard. Come on, adrenal medulla. What does it release, students? Come on, tell me all of you. Very good. Cortex and medulla, they will release. Adrenal medulla will release. Guess. Tell me. Yeah. When dog chases, when mom is running behind with you, or she sees that you're sleeping, opening YouTube, or you're doing some other thing, when she runs also, it will help you. Okay, what is it called? Adrenaline. Very good. Subhashini and Sanvi. Very good. Students, Subhashini and Sanvi are one of my students who are there from the start of my journey. Okay. This Subhashini, Sanvi students are there with me in this from the start of my journey, in the sense from when I started on YouTube till now. Okay, so and you can see the improvement in their scores. Subhashini also, Sanvi also, they had got really good marks in the mock test because their biology is strong. Okay, so I'm telling you, be very consistent. Consistent students will definitely good marks. They're already in their 590, 600 marks. Okay, so that's the reason. Right, that's the reason why. So you should be consistent. I'm telling this example so you also be consistent. Okay. Now see, Sharath also has been following this class from the starting of Super 6. I've also seen him sometimes before. So if you're consistent students, you can see the difference in your score. Okay, you can see the difference in your score. These are my regular students. They have been there with me. Some people have taken break. Some people have not taken break. Okay, like so Sanvi, Subhashini has not taken break. Sankari, all these people have taken break sometimes. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, if you do not take break, your biology is strong. You can only see the difference. You can see the difference when they answer all the questions, right? So you can be definitely good in bio if you're consistent. Okay, clear? I've seen lot of the students. Rupa is very, like from Super 6 series, I'm telling all these students are very, Rupa, Malar, Lakshmita, okay, Sharath, all these people are very consistent. I've seen your names many times, and Gopika ma'am is such kind of a teacher. If you come in my every single class, I will always check on you. If you are not there in my class, I will check on you. I will ask you what is happening. You can ask with my other students. They'll get suddenly one message from Gopika ma'am. What is happening? Why are you not attending live? Are you okay? Right? Yes or no, students? Yes or no? Students whom I have texted can tell the answer, because I will check on you if I see your names repeated. Clear? So be consistent. Okay, adrenal medulla is going to release something called as, you can tell it as a entire term. Okay, entire term. Okay, catecholamines. Okay, clear? Catecholamines. Okay, catecholamines. That is your, again, whatever you people told, adrenal or adrenaline and non-adrenaline, or epinephrine. Okay, non-adrenaline. Epinephrine and norepinephrine. Okay, that also is clear. Yes or no? Simple. Yes. That's even when the exam is there, your everything, like all this enzymes, all these hormones will get activated. So students, these hormones are basically useful for the 3F. What is 3F? Fight. When you are in a fight, when you want to run, like how Sharath was telling, when dog or cockroach is flying, and when you are scared. Okay, when you are fright, that means when you are scared. These 3 times, that means you are tensed for your exam. Immediately adrenal will be released, you will start sweating. Some people shiver, right? Same way when you are in a flight, that means you are trying to run. A dog is chasing you, running, adrenal will get released. Fight, you are fighting with someone, you are so angry, you are so furious, you want to kill that person, right? That kind of an anger comes, again adrenal will be released. Okay, so fight, fright, flight. 3 Fs. Only during the 3 Fs this people will be released. Clear or not? Now we have to understand some things about some people. Yeah, fear, fright. Okay, students, now you have to understand the layers of the adrenal gland. Okay, I'm going to draw the layers for you people, so you can just copy that. Okay, so I'm going to draw the layer of your adrenal cortex. Okay, adrenal cortex. What are the layers? One, this layer. Okay. So let's just draw some kind of a pattern. I'll show you the real pattern. That means how it looks in, how it looks in real also. Okay, students, this is how it looks. So these are the three layers of your cortex. Okay, what does the first layer do? Anyone know what's the first layer? It is called as zona glomerulosa. Okay, zona glomerulosa. Okay, glomerulosa. Okay, this one and this one. Can anyone tell me which are these two layers? All of you tell me one layer. Zona glomerula, zona fascicula. Very good. Zona reticulosa. Zona fasciculosa. Okay, zona reticulosa. They are all siblings. Okay, their family name is Cosa. Their family name is Cusa, students. Cusa or Cosa? Reticularis. Okay, reticularis, zona fasciculata or your zona fasciculata. No, students, their family names are not same. Wait, fasciculata. Okay, later, and zona reticularis. One second. Reticulosa, even you can write pellucida. Okay, reticulata. Okay, yes. So these three layers, you tell me which is the thickest layer or which is the biggest layer. Okay, which is the biggest layer, students? Zona fasciculata is the biggest layer because you can see how big it is. Okay, now why did I write this? Is because each of these layers are going to release something called as cortisols. Okay, cortisols, which will actually do different kind of functions. Okay, clear to all of you? What are they going to release? They are going to release corticoids. Okay, cortisols or okay, let's write what is given in your NCERT, corticoids. Okay, they are going to release this, which will actually do different kind of function, like regulation they will do. Okay, regulation they will do. Same way they will do your modification with your androgens and all that. Okay, something to do with your gonads, right? Gonads and sex hormones. So I'll write sex hormones. So I have added a slide here. You can just learn that slide. Okay, right? Got it all of you? Yes or no? Drew the diagram. Easy, simple diagram, students. Nothing complicated. Just draw this. Okay. Yes. Now what happens? I will show you that slide of this one, but just understand now what happens. One second. If there is an underproduction, okay, that means less production of cortex, that is adrenal cortex, and the production or secretion, let's use the word secretion, under secretion of cortex hormones, okay, hormones released by the cortex. It will cause something called as Addison's disease. I don't know how many of you heard about it. Addison's disease, which causes acute weakness, fatigue. Okay, it causes acute weakness. You can all look at your NCERT. These terms are given. Okay, acute weakness. Is it there in the NCERT? Yes or no? Right, it is there in the NCERT. Acute weakness is given. Okay, carbohydrate metabolism, reduces carbohydrate metabolism. right? Carbohydrate metabolism is reduced. These are when there is an under secretion of your adrenal cortex, that is your corticoids which are released, right? These are all going to release corticoids, right? Glucocorticoid, okay? So these kind of corticoids, if it is less, what is it going to happen? Carbohydrate metabolism is reduced. Same way, you'll feel very tired, fatigue, acute weakness, okay? Now I'll show you what I have added, okay? Students, look here. Can you all see this clearly? Yes, it is visible. See, these are the areas, right? These are the adrenal areas, 3 areas. Now, this is how it will look under a microscope. Now, you can see zona glomerulosa, that is present in the adrenal cortex, zona fasciculata, zona reticularis, zona pellucida. You can tell one of this, okay, zona reticularis. Now, look here, zona glomerulosa, which are the hormones it releases, okay? First one it releases is a mineralocorticoids, okay. It will regulate the mineral balance. As the name says, mineralocorticoid balances the minerals, okay. What is the hormone or what is the example of it? Aldosterone. Students, this is more than enough. This is more than enough. After this, read your NCERT in case there are here and there some modifications or points, okay. Then, in zona fasciculata, glucocorticoids are released, okay. What is released? Glucocorticoids are released. Gluco, that means what? Regulates glucose, right? What are the examples? Cortisol, corticosterone and cortisone. These are all the examples, okay. This you have to by heart. This you have to, mug up because there is no other option. Because these are all terms, students. This chapter, there is your understanding skill should be less than your understanding. No, memory skill should be more. Your memory has to be more because this is lot to remember, Now, zona reticulosa androgen, that means I told you with the gonads, right? Stimulate masculinization. That means whatever masculine characters are there, that characters are who is helping? Adrenal cortex is helping. Which layer of adrenal cortex is helping? Your reticularis is helping. Okay, so this, what is that? Androgen that stimulate masculine will be helping in the male characters. There are also sometimes females who have this more. That means androgens are released more. I think you will be studying this in again human reproduction. Maybe in just 1 or 2 lines you will be learning it. But otherwise, have you heard about this, students? Okay, this condition, where this will be more. It's called as adrenal virilism. That means male characters are shown more in females. Male characters are shown more in females. Students, it could be like hair growth, okay. It could be like hair growth. It could be very manly voice, okay. It can also be some other kind of a thing which is seen in males which can come in females, okay. It is called adrenal virilism. Yes, virilism. Male characters are more characters are shown in the female. That is because of the excretion of more androgen in the female, okay. Excretion of more androgen in the female. This is this zona reticulosa is very important during puberty. So it can help you, especially for the boys. Good beard, nice masculine voice, good looks, all this comes when the zona reticulosa releases androgen. Otherwise, it won't come, okay. So that beard, that you start feeling that, oh yes, I am the most handsome boy in the class. Look at my voice. All it will be like ho ho ho, voice will come, right? All this is because of your zona reticularis. Got it, all of you? All the boys in the class? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, got it? No, it is not. It will not go to Turner syndrome. It is just that they will have extra hair growth, some masculine voice. It is not up to, like, it is not a autoimmune disease or it's not a syndrome yet. It's just that they will have some characters more predominant. Okay, if you see some girls, there are a lot of, I've seen some on Instagram also, girls who have like beard or they have like more hair growth, hands and legs also, they have hair growth like the male. That's all. Not like extreme characters, okay. So students, this is what is mentioned in your NCERT. Let's just go through it. Glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, okay. That means formation of glucose. Glucocorticoids which are released by whom? Which are released by your zona fasciculata. will help in gluconeogenesis, lipolysis, okay, and proteolysis, and inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acid. Cortisol is also maintained in maintaining a cardiovascular system. Cortisol, again released by whom? Example of your zona fasciculata. Cortisol will help in cardiovascular system as well as kidneys function. So you understand the importance of these people. If these people are not released, half of your functions only does not happen. Glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, produces anti-inflammatory reactions. Students, please underline this in your NCERT, all of you. Anti-inflammatory reaction and suppresses the immune response. Please make a note. Please make a note. These are the points. Okay. These are the points. Yes. My leg is breaking. So I will just sit for 2 minutes. Yes. Okay. Those who joined new, did you all like the session? Okay, students, so this cortisol stimulates the RBC production. Aldosterone acts mainly at the renal tubules and stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and water. Okay, these things you can just underline in your NCERT. You don't have to write it again. Okay, just underline word to word from NCERT. What is extra, you write. Okay. And excretion of potassium and phosphate ions. Thus, aldosterone helps in maintenance of electrolyte. Okay, students, understood? When the moment reabsorption word comes, you should understand it is basically maintaining or maintenance of what? Of electrolytes. Yes or no? Okay. Now, body fluid volume, osmotic pressure, all this we have also. Aldosterone, all of you remember when I taught you ADH, when I taught you excretion, when I taught you mechanism, I spoke about aldosterone. It helps in increasing the blood volume, osmotic pressure, electrolyte, all this person only is doing. Okay, blood volume, right, Na, glomerular filtrate increase, osmotic pressure increase, all this aldosterone is capable of doing. Clear or not? Okay, yes. And it is small amounts of androgenic steroids are also secreted by the adrenal cortex, which play an important growth in. This is your pubic hair, okay, facial hair. So this is what happens to when adrenal virilism happens. This woman will have more facial hair, more pubic hair, all more like masculine. Okay, more like masculine. Thank you so much, Sanvi, Rupa, Subhashni, Sharat, Lakshmita and Sharat, for just without me telling, you people showed the love. Okay? Yes. Fine. Students, pancreas, let's do. Right? Let's do pancreas. Are you all hungry? Is it your lunch time? Please have lunch. Okay, please have lunch. Do not wait until the class gets over, then you will be very, very hungry. Okay, now we are left with a very small portion, we can finish it fast. We have pancreas, other hormones, some MCQs, and then we have only mechanism. Okay, we will finish fast and fast. Okay, students, pancreas. So when we talk about pancreas, you all know where it is present and everything. Now when I tell about pancreas, first thing I have to tell is what? It is a mixed gland, right? It is a mixed gland. First I will write that. Students, this chapter has a lot to write. That is the reason the class is going longer than I expected, because so much to write, so much to remember. So, do not worry. Everything is there at the end of this class. You will be confident about the chapter, but you have to read NCERT. If you fail to read NCERT, then I am sorry to say, whatever impact, whatever I am teaching will become 50% less, right? So, how it happens is, a teacher will explain 80% of the entire NCERT. Actually, every teacher explains 100%, but 80% imagine we covered, okay, or we have explained it and broken down. This is our job. 20% reading is your job. If you don't read, no students, this 20% gone. Now, imagine from NCERT lines, from an in-text question came. Now, you know the concept, but you don't know the statement. You lose marks. Yes? Okay. Yes, it is a composite gland, it's a heterocrine gland, it's a mixed gland, right? All these words are there. Now, endo and exo. So, if it is an exocrine gland, that means your axinous cells will actually secrete enzymes, right? Which like your pancreatic juice and other things, right? Peptide, all that, which will be released for our digestion. Now, endocrine, when I am talking about, it is released by your islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans. This islets of Langerhans mainly has three types of cells. I will show you the image also. Okay, it has 3 types of cells. So, students, is this clear? So, exocrine enzymes are released, right? Like your pancreatic juice, other things which are going to help for digestion. But when I spoke about endocrine, why we are calling it a mixed gland? Because endocrine part is done by islets of Langerhans. They are a set of specialized cells in your pancreas which are endocrine in nature. They have 3 cells: alpha, beta, delta. Okay, alpha, beta, delta. You can also write delta like this. Okay, but I'll write it like this. So, alpha, beta, delta. Alpha, beta, delta. This alpha, beta, delta cells are actually, okay, yeah, in your NCERT only alpha and beta is mentioned, but you should know delta also. I'll tell you why you should know delta also. Alpha, beta, delta cell, students, is present in the islets of Langerhans. Okay, now understand they will be present like this. Now this is your islets of Langerhans. Let's denote yellow for alpha. Alpha will be present everywhere, somewhere, few places alpha will be present. Okay, white is, imagine your delta. Okay, some places delta will be present, beta will be more. Okay, some places beta will be there. Got it? This is how exactly it will look like. Okay, this is how it will be, students. So we have alpha, beta and delta. Now imagine, okay, now think that each of the cells, right, alpha cells, beta cells and your delta cells are releasing one person. Who are these people? Alpha is releasing glycogen, right, glucagon, okay, not glycogen, glucagon, it will form glycogen, that is by glyconeogenesis, that don't worry. Okay, beta cells are forming our insulin, famous insulin. Okay, got it all of you? Insulin, which will control. Yes, that is great, no, Malar? That's amazing, 14 chapters, my gosh, 14 chapters. Now, all of you tell me, where have you seen this word? Somatostatin. Where have you seen this word, students? Somatostatin. Somatostatin, where have you seen this word? Quickly let me know in the chat box. Okay, somatostatin word, where did you see? Yes. Who is going to tell? Let me see. Very good, Sharath. Very good. Growth hormone, inhibiting hormone. Right? Somatostatin is growth hormone, inhibiting hormone, which we saw in hypothalamus. So, alpha is releasing glucagon, beta is releasing insulin, delta is releasing somatostatin. So, students, this is how your islets of Langerhans will look like. Okay, so let me see. So, we have pink cells, which are alpha cells. Okay, pink cells are alpha cells. The red cells are capillaries. Okay, capillaries. Got it? Then your white cells are your delta cells. And your yellow cells are your B cells. Sorry, beta cells. Okay. Now, let's try to understand what these people are doing. Students, like I told you, alpha cells are actually glucagon, right? Glucagon, right? Glucagon, correct. Okay, glucagon, this is the hormone released. This actually increases, that is blood glucose level. Increases the blood glucose level. Now, you tell me insulin will do what? Insulin will decrease the blood glucose level, right? So they are again antagonist in nature. That means one is increasing, one is decreasing, one is increasing, one is decreasing. Okay. So blood glucose level will be increased. How will it be really increased? It will be increased by doing glyco or gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis. That means what, students? Formation of new glucose. Okay, formation of new glucose. Formation of glucose. Got it, all of you? Formation of new glucose. Yes. Then it can also do breaking down of glucose. That means breaking down complex. So that is called as glycogenesis. Okay. Students, these notes I will share, so do not worry. Lysis, okay, glycogenolysis. Glycogenolysis means breakdown of glucose, okay, breakdown of glucose. Glycogenolysis means breakdown of glucose. Okay, so this is all about your alpha cells. They are releasing glucagon, which will increase the blood glucose level, and then we have beta cells which will release insulin, which will decrease the glucose level. So they are antagonist in nature. Yes or no? Clear? Okay, students. So they will break down your glucose. I'll write it here. Glucose. Lysis means breakdown always. Okay. Never forget, glycis means breakdown. Yes. Okay. Now let's talk about beta cells. Tell me, all of you tell me about your beta cells. Right. There is no labeling. So beta cells will release insulin. Right. Yes, it will release insulin. Insulin will do what? It will decrease, right? It will decrease the glucose level. So glucose level has to be decreased. How will they decrease? How will they decrease the blood glucose level? Students, tell me quickly. All of you made note? Yes. So what will they do? They will decrease the blood glucose level by telling other people. Who is the other people? Like muscles, okay, like adipose tissue. They will tell all these people, you use up the glucose, do some job, work it out, right? Sweat. So they will tell all these muscle adipose tissue to use up the glucose. Use the glucose. By this way, glucose will get consumed, correct? Okay, glucose will get consumed. So they will tell you, use the glucose. Why are you wasting? Just use the glucose. So I'll be able to balance it. Okay. So yes, students, clear? Okay, and they will also tell to convert the glucose into glycogen and store it. Right, instead of using it, why don't we store it and keep it? So whenever this person is not eating food, now I'm not eating food, right? So my body, whatever glycogen is there, is getting broken down, right? My body does not have any glucose because I haven't taken any food. So my body, whatever glycogen is there, is getting used up. So during this kind of stage, they will tell, okay, let's convert the glucose, right? Let's convert the glucose into glycogen. Glycogen. Right? Glycogenesis, you can tell the process where glucose gets converted into glycogen, and this glycogen will be used up when the person does not take in any extra glucose. Yes or no? Easy. Then your last one is your delta cells. Okay. So delta cells is releasing somatostatin, which actually inhibits growth hormone. Clear? Inhibits growth hormone. Clear? All of you copy quickly. Then we are done with pancreas. Students, I can call your write it with another color. See, I can call your glucagon as hyperglycemic. Yes or no? I can use the word hyperglycemia or glycemic, right? Hyperglycemic. This one I will call hypo. Insulin I will call hypoglycemic, because one is trying to reduce, one is trying to increase. Okay, this is the terms mentioned in your NCERT, right? Okay, clear? Now, deficiency. Students, all of you know this. Deficiency of insulin. What will happen? Deficiency of insulin will lead to diabetes mellitus, right? Deficiency of insulin will lead to diabetes. Okay, yes, deficiency, diabetes mellitus. Yes, okay. In deficiency in insulin, that's why they give injections, right? Because our body is not able to form, or our islets of Langerhans are not able to form any more insulin. The beta cells are not able to form insulin. Then we will take outside, right? We take artificial insulin. Okay, diabetes mellitus. Okay, yes, good job. Okay, good job. That's all about your pancreas. Yes or no? Did we miss anything? No, right? Did we miss anything? All of you check your NCERT and let me know. Students, only 3 terms you have to remember here. If you want, I'll write that also. See, you have to remember, okay, okay, one second, yes. Glycogenesis. What is glycogenesis? What is glycogenesis? Formation of glycogen, simple, right? Formation of glycogen. That means to store the glucose. Then we have gluconeogenesis. Little confusing word, that's why I am writing it separately. Gluconeogenesis. That means we are forming more new glucose. Formation of glucose. Okay, new glucose. Got it, students? Yes, very good, very good. Okay, then we have one more word. What is the one more word I used? Lysis. What lysis? Glycogenolysis. Ulta of this. That means ulta of this. Breaking down of glycogen. Breaking down glycogen into glucose. Okay, breakdown. Little confusing, but is it easy now? Yes. Formation of new, yes, very good. Breakdown of glucose, right? So it could be breakdown of glycogen into glucose, or you can simply write breakdown of glucose, no problem. Okay, got it? So students, here Y is coming, here U is coming. Okay, this is Y. This is Y. U, like gluconeogenesis, right? Yes, very good. Fine, that much only for pancreas. Now we have to study some heart, testis and ovary. Testis and ovary, I will just give you an overview. Human reproduction you will study in depth. Okay, a pair of testes is present in the scrotal sac. Testis performs dual function. That means this is also an endocrine, mixed gland that I mentioned you first. PG, right? PG means mixed gland. P stands for pancreas, G stands for gonads. Testis has seminiferous tubules, interstitial cells, Leydig cells, okay, which are present in the intertubular spaces, produced a group of hormones called androgen. All of you know about Leydig cells, right? Mainly testosterone. Testosterone is the male hormone, okay? Testosterone is otherwise called the male sex hormone. Yes or no? Okay. Now, androgen regulates the development, maturation and function of the male accessory sex organs called the epididymis, right? Vasa deferens, seminal vesicle, so that they can do secretion, carry, right? All this they can do. Like prostate gland, seminal vesicle adds their lubrication, like which will add lubrication. Okay. Yes, correct. Muller, correct. Glyconeogenesis means formation of glucose from your non-carbohydrate. Thank you for reminding me. Non-carbohydrates, yeah. Non-carbohydrates, okay. Yes, fine. So students, these hormones stimulate muscular growth, growth of facial, all the secondary characters. Who is going to help? Testosterone is going to help, okay. And low pitch of the voice. Androgen plays an important or major role in the process of spermatogenesis. That means what, students? Formation of your spermatozoa. This again sir will teach you, don't worry. In detail this will be taught. So this is just an overview. Androgen acts on the central nervous system and influences the male sexual behavior. Okay. These hormones produces anabolic or synthesizes effects of protein. This is important. Very important. Okay, what does it synthesize? Because all this while we were just talking about the sexual characters. It is helping in this, it is helping in this, it is helping in hair growth, correct. But here you see this hormone produces anabolic, or that means anabolic means what? Synthesizing something. Catabolic, breaking down something. Anabolic, synthesizing something. Protein or carbohydrate. Clear? Clear? Okay. Yes, let's see ovary also. Do not worry, ovary testis will be done, okay, in depth, okay. Yes, females have a pair of ovaries, we all know, it's located in the abdomen, it is called, it has the fallopian tube, right, all that. Now, ovary is a primary female sex organ which produces one ovum each menstrual cycle. So, when the ovum's shedding and tearing with the endometrium wall happens, periods happen, right, okay, or your menstrual cycle happen. In casual words, we call it periods. Otherwise, we call it menstrual cycle, right? It's nothing to be ashamed of. Oh my God, ma'am told periods, nothing like that. It's a very normal thing. If I think it's something that every woman should be proud of. Okay, every woman should be proud that they are getting menstrual cycle, and every single month they are able to, you know, one ovum, right, one ovum until fertilization happens, every month one ovum is going, right? Yes. Now, in addition, ovary also produces two groups of steroid hormones called estrogen and progesterone, okay, estrogen and progesterone. Ovary is composed of ovarian follicles, we all know, corpus luteum, your graphene follicle, the entire cycle, then the yellowish part is called the corpus luteum. The estrogen is synthesized, secreted mainly by the growing ovarian follicle. After ovulation, the ruptured follicle is converted into a structure called as corpus luteum. The yellow color structure is called the corpus luteum after the graphene follicle ruptures, okay, and it secretes what? Progesterone, okay, progesterone will be secreted, helping for the continuation of the pregnancy, right. Estrogen produces wide-ranging actions such as stimulation of growth, activities of the female secondary organs, development of growing embryo. All this will be done by your estrogen. That is going to help for you to your mood swings during the menstrual cycle, your irritation, your anger, your sexual desire, all this will be controlled by these hormones, okay. Done. Ovarian follicles, appearance of female secondary characters, okay, mammary glands development. Estrogen also develop female sexual behaviors, okay. Progesterone supports pregnancy, that's what I told you. Once the rupturing happens, once it comes out, corpus luteum will release progesterone, which will again further help for pregnancy. Progesterone also acts on mammary glands and stimulates the formation of alveoli, that is sac-like structure which stores the milk, not that alveoli in the lungs, okay, which will store the milk, so that, and who is going to help? Your prolactin is going to help, prolactin is going to help, right? Your oxytocin is going to help. All this we just studied. Oxytocin is going to help for ejection, lactation of the milk. Yes or no? Yeah, that I have added, okay. It also helps in formation of your RBCs. That is because when they notice that, you know, when they notice that the oxygen is less, no, the body will send information that form more RBCs. We all know lifespan of RBC 120 days. So what is happening? Our body will say form more RBCs because oxygen is less. So during this pregnancy, oxygen will be less because the mother is carrying the child, right? So that time RBCs will be formed. Okay, that I'll show you. I've added that. Okay, and milk secretions. Clear on this? Yes or no? Students, not only that is suspense, NCERT line by line. Okay, it will be some chapter that I've taken already. A chapter which I've taught only I'll be taking. So be prepared for all the chapters. Yes. Okay, students, not only RBC formation happens with your this one, but RBC formation also happens with your JG cells in the excretion. JG cells. Okay. Yes. Fine. Students, other hormones is your heart. Okay, heart and everything. Let's do a recap of that. This, students, ANF, all of you remember ANF in excretion. Okay, atrial natriuretic hormone factor. Yes or no? This is present in the heart, right? Released by the heart. This is actually against, that means this is acting reverse or opposite. Okay, this acts opposite, antagonist in nature, with opposite to RAS and ADH mechanism. That means if these two people are trying to save water, this person is trying to lose water. If these two people are trying to save sodium, this is trying to lose sodium, right? Natriuretic factor. Okay, got it? I think natriuretic spelling is wrong. Yes, natriuretic. Okay, uretic factor. So students, it is opposite to RAS and ADH. That means it will act directly opposite. RAS and ADH will try to absorb water, take sodium in. It came as a tongue twister. Atrial natriuretic factor will try to remove water, remove Na and all that. Okay, clear? Yes, exactly. Okay. Now students, what does it do? Like I told you, it is going to do ulta. So it is going to actually reduce the blood pressure. Okay. Lose water. Na. It is going to do all of this. Okay, it is just mentioned as just one small topic. In excretion you will study in depth. Okay, then students, the next one is JG cells. You remember JG cells, all of you? Students, JG cells are actually the modification of your afferent neurons in your excretion. So the afferent neurons, some of the cells will get modified to JG cells, or is other ways known as juxtaglomerular cells or apparatus. The entire setup is called the apparatus. Juxtaglomerular cells. Yes, very good. Juxtaglomerular cells also, students, it will release, okay, it will release some peptide hormones which is actually going to help for the formation of RBC. Okay, it is going to release some peptide hormones. Okay, peptide hormones that actually helps in okay, helps in formation of some RBC, which is called as erythropoietin. Okay, that is formation of RBC. The process is called erythropoiesis. The erythropoietin will be released, which will actually stimulate, okay, which will actually stimulate erythropoiesis, yeah, to form new RBCs. Clear or not on this? Simple. JG cells are a modification of the afferent tubules. Okay, modification of the afferent tubules. Yes, these are the modification of your afferent tubules in your excretion, right? Afferent tubule modification is JG cells, that is juxtaglomerular cells. it will release some peptide hormones called as erythropoietin, which will actually stimulate the process of formation of RBC. Clear or not, students? Yes, easy? Easy? Easy peasy lemon squeeze here. Right? So much we wrote. No, so much we wrote. Okay? Okay. Now the last one we have is gastrointestinal tract. So heart we studied ANF. In kidney we studied JG cells which will form RBCs. Last one is gastrointestinal tract. So let's see what they are mentioning here. Okay. Endocrine cells present in the different parts of the gastrointestinal tract secrete 4 major peptide hormones. What are they? 4 major. What are those 4 major ones? Gastrin. Okay. Secretin. Students, where have we heard the word secretin? It was the first hormone found, right? And then CCK, I am writing CCK here, and GIP, okay? I cannot write full here. So, choleocytokinins and gastric inhibitory peptide, okay, GIP. That means this people who gastrin and GIP are going to be antagonist in nature. This person will release gastric juice, this will inhibit it. So, they both are antagonist in nature. Got it all of you? So, gastrin acts on gastric gland. What else do you expect from gastrin? Okay, gastrin acts on gastric glands and stimulate the secretion of HCl. Okay, those who haven't had lunch, now HCl would be released in your stomach. Yes or no? Yes or no? So, hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen will be secreted. Who is going to help? Gastrin is going to help. Who is going to be against this? GIP is going to be against it. So, hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. Secretin acts on, okay, secretin acts on exocrine pancreas and stimulates the secretion of water, bicarbonate ions. Students, understood? You remember your HCO3, H, all that which was absorbed by your tubules? Yes, okay. So, secretin will actually work on your pancreas and allow the pancreas to secrete more or secretion of water and bicarbonates. Now, what will CCK do? Students, I have added NCERT snips for the topics which you don't have to write notes, because whatever NCERT says is the maximum. No teacher will give you additional. I mean, there are people who give additional, but it's not necessary. Questions are not going to come, then why will you waste your time extra for 4 hours, 3 hours watching extra information, right? So, these things just underline in your NCERT, don't write it in your notes, just underline, okay? Yes. So, students, CCK acts on both pancreas as well as gallbladder and stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzyme. Got it? And bile juice respectively. So, here do you see pancreatic exocrine character is actually helped, right? Some of the exocrine characters are helped. Enzymes, bile juice, all this is exocrine. Now, GIP inhibits gastric secretions and motility. That means, students, what happens? If continuously gastric juice is releasing HCl, our entire stomach mucosal layer will get burnt out, right? See, definitely our mucosa is protecting from HCl, but that does not mean like one ton of HCl if you release, mucosa cannot bear. So, that kind of controlling will be done by GIP, okay? Inhibiting, okay? And several other non-endocrine tissues secrete hormones called as growth factors. These factors are essential for the normal growth of tissues and their repair and regeneration. This is what I told, growth factor. 2-3 times I told growth factor while telling growth hormone. Growth factors also are released by some cells which will actually help in normal growth of the body, not like the growth hormone. Clear? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Yes, no? Let me get some energy. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay, students, are you ready for some MCQs? Sorry, I played the MCQs before that. Yes? Ready for some MCQs? Okay, let me know. Yes, let me know in the chat box the answers. Yes? Fine. Okay, first question. What is the name of the adrenal cortex outer layer? What is the name of adrenal cortex outer layer? Okay, 3 layers we drew. 3 layers we drew. In that, what is the first layer? First layer. All of you tell me. Tell me quickly. Yes, very good. Go for it. Only 3 people, 4 people answered. All of you in the class should answer. Come on, students. Yes, very good. The answer is zona glomerulosa. That means you have got 4 marks. Okay, 4 marks. Right? So 8 marks there, 4 marks, 12 marks. Okay, next question. Oxytocin helps in. Oxytocin helps in. Okay, I'm talking so much that my tongue is twisting. Okay, oxytocin helps in which among the students? Which among this? Again, you people are telling 2 for this or later? Tell me, read the question properly. Read the question properly and tell me the answer. Yes, very good. Very good. So students, what's the answer? Lactation and childbirth, right? Because uterine wall contraction also is done by oxytocin. Even lactation, the milk, right? The milk, lactation of the milk or ejection of the milk also is done by oxytocin. So the answer is 4. Lactation but not childbirth, childbirth but not lactation, ovulation. No, 4 is the answer. Yes, it helps in childbirth. Scarlett, it helps in childbirth. How is the uterine wall contraction happening? Because of oxytocin. If oxytocin is not released, contraction of uterine wall does not take place. Right? Yes, very good. So here again 4 marks. Ready for next question? The dash secretes catecholamines. Catecholamines are secreted by dash. Which among this? Come on, tell me. Which among this? Yes, 8 marks. Good job. Which among this releases catecholamines? Catecholamines are secreted or excreted or secreted, students, by what? Come on. Students, all are NEET questions, okay? All are NEET questions. It is not normal MCQs. These are all NEET questions. Yes, very good. 4, that means adrenal medulla secretes, which is, what is this? Catecholamines together. Together it's called catecholamines. Otherwise it is called as adrenal and non-adrenal, right? Adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Adrenaline and non-adrenaline. If I tell it for more times, I will twist my tongue. Okay. Tadpoles of frog can be made to grow as giant-sized tadpoles if they are. This is AIMS 2006 question, right? Before, you remember, AIMS had an entrance exam, right? That time they used to give this question. Tell me which is the answer for this. Yeah, okay. You people are in the previous one. Okay, tell me the answer, students. I gave the answer for this. Yes, go for it, go for it. All of you know the answer, come on. Yes, very good, very good. Second one, right? Administer large amount of thyroxine, because thyroxine is helping from larval stage to the adult stage. It will help, right? Right? Yes, very good. 4 marks. How much did all of you get now? So, in the starting, that's the last question. Yes. So, students, starting, we had 2 questions, okay, which was 8 marks. Okay, now we had 4 questions. Again, 4 into 4, 16 marks. So, I don't know, total it students. So, you should get out of 24 marks, tell me how much you got. 24 marks, how much you got? Okay, 24 marks. 24, first 2 questions, now 4 questions. Okay, let me know how much did you get. Okay, ready for mechanism? Mechanism of hormonal action, last topic. Yes, no? Yes, ready. 20, wow, very good. 20. Right, okay. Okay, students, so mechanism of hormone action. So, before I write mechanism of hormone action, you need to know that there are 2 types of hormones. 2 types of hormones means one is lipid soluble. Lipid soluble means what? Which can enter the lipid layer, right? The cell will have a lipid bilayer. This lipid soluble, no, they will directly enter off. Have you seen some people like the guest I told you, some uninvited guest, they will just open all the doors and will be like, oh, you're sitting here, you're doing this, why are you wearing this, why? So that kind of people is your lipid soluble. They will directly go, right? There are also people now, if you see in some colleges when you go for admission, they will have lot of influence. They will directly go to the principal office, right? If we and all go, they'll tell, go to that fellow, this fellow, go to this office, that office. We'll feel like, why did we even come to take admission, right? That kind of a system. So, lipid soluble ones are able to enter the bipolar layer, that is the lipid layer. So, let's understand which are the lipid soluble layers. Which are the lipid soluble hormones. Okay, all of you are with me? Lipid soluble hormones are mainly your thyroid hormones. Okay, thyroid hormones, that is your T3, T4. Okay, that means your iodine, which has iodine, right? That one, and all your steroids, okay? All your steroids. Which are the steroids, students? Which are the steroids that we have? Testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all these are our steroids, right? And all your corticoids which are released by your adrenal cortex, right? So, everything released by your adrenal cortex. Okay, basically all your corticoids, and upon that the androgens, that is your estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, right? Progesterone. These people are all big people, full influence they have. They will directly enter the cell, full influence. Right, their life is like, oh, I have so much influence. Students, I'll write it in this side, otherwise I won't be able to draw the cell. Okay, they are fully influenced people that directly get into the principal's office and be like, I want admission, give admission. Right, that kind of people is this kind of people. Okay, so let's write it once again. So what are they? All the corticoids, that means present in the adrenal cortex. Okay. Then we have estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, right? All these people, T3, T4, yeah, T3, T4. These all are direct people. So, how do they directly enter, students? See, now this is the cell. Okay, this is the cell. I told you that if the blood from the glands are secreting something into the blood, if the blood has to reach all the way till the target organ, that means how will the blood know? How will the blood know that I have to take this T4 till the thyroid gland? How will it know that I have to take this FSH till the gonads? Blood does not know that. Who is going to help? Receptors are going to help, right? Cells will have receptors. Agreed, all of you? Cells will have receptors, yes or no? Okay, so students, what is going to happen? Imagine there is a hormone, okay? Inside there will be receptors waiting, because this can enter inside, because lipid layer, lipid solubles can enter inside, right? So when they enter inside, there will be a receptor waiting. right? There will be a receptor waiting for this hormone. Yes, there will be one receptor waiting for this hormone to come. So as soon as this hormone comes, receptor and hormone will bind. All of you remember that enzyme and substrate? I think I should use another color. Color is not very visible. Yes. So students, receptor will be waiting inside, saying that, oh, hormone will come now. Okay. When hormone comes, it will go and bind. Okay. Receptor, like enzyme receptor complex. Right. So this receptor will be very happy. Be like, oh yes, so hormone receptor binding has happened. Now what is it going to do? Now what it's going to do is what is the twist of the story. So students, this hormone and this receptor is going to bind. After they bind, they will try to enter the cell nucleus. Okay, it will try to enter the nucleus. So this receptor complex, I am going to draw it inside. Okay, receptor complex is going to go inside. Can you all see? It went inside. Okay, this hormone receptor complex went inside. Got it? Went inside where? Inside the nucleus. Now what is it going to do? It is going to alter the DNA. Okay, it is going to alter the DNA. It looks like HIV, no? It's acting like HIV. It will alter the DNA to do its job. Understood, students? Enzyme substrate complex, like that hormone receptor complex. Okay, it will alter the DNA. So whenever something is alter the DNA, it's going to alter the DNA. That means what? It is basically helping or asking help for protein formation. So protein formation, it will help. That protein formation will help for what? Biosynthesis. That's all, no? Hormones have to do that only, biochemical reaction, right? So this protein formation will help. After the proteins are formed, it is going to do biochemical reaction. Yes or no? Clear? Easy? Very easy. Students, what is happening? Hormones, lipid soluble hormones can enter inside the lipid layer. It will enter, bind with the receptor, and it will form what? Hormone receptor. Oh, why is it coming so? Yes, it's doing hormone receptor complex. Agreed, all of you? Hormone receptor complex. Now this hormone receptor complex will try to move inside the nucleus, right? This is our genome. It will try to enter inside. Once it enters inside, it will alter the DNA and form its protein, right? Like how our HIV was doing. It will do protein formation so that it can do its biochemical reaction. Simple, simple, dimple, easy. Yes or no, students, tell me quickly, easy. Does anyone has any doubt on this? No doubts, right? Okay, fine. Now students, we have lipid insoluble, right? Lipid insoluble. Now this lipid insoluble, students, do not forget to share this session with all your 11th standard friends, NEET students, and tell them to watch the session. Will you all recommend my session to other people? Yes or no? Let me know how many of you actually talk about me to your friends. Those who don't talk about me, don't talk to me, right? Tell me, all of you. Do you all talk about me? Yes. Yes, all of you talk about me. Okay, students, look here. Lipid insoluble means your catecholamines. Okay, I don't know why this catecholamines code, it does not come. Okay, catecholamines, that is your adrenaline and non-adrenaline, right? Adrenaline and your non-adrenaline. Then your FSH, LH, insulin, growth hormones, almost all your proteinaceous hormones are lipid insoluble. That means they cannot enter the bilayer. They cannot enter the bilayer. Okay, the lipid bilayer. That's what I'm talking about. So now what is going to happen? Hormones have to come. Okay. Very good. Okay, students, hormones has to come. Yes or no? Now, this hormones will come. But instead, what is going to happen? Receptors are going to be outside the cell because it cannot cross the cell. So, it is going to wait outside the cell. Saying that, oh, hormones will come, right? It will wait outside. The receptors will wait outside the cell, and once hormones come and bind, right? Once hormones come and bind, then they will send a secondary messenger inside. So these are chemical messengers, right? They cannot enter inside. So when the hormone and receptor binds, or when the hormone and receptor complex is formed, they will send a secondary messenger inside to do the job because they cannot enter. Clear or not? If you cannot enter, you will send your parents inside. Simple, right? If yes, so students, they will send some secondary messengers inside. Okay, secondary messengers can be your CAM, CD, AMP, all this. Okay, there are a lot of secondary messengers. Okay, we have IP3, so many secondary messengers. I'll mention some of them for you people. Now students, this secondary messengers, like example your IPM3, CAM, okay, all these people are going to do the rest of the job. What is the rest of the job? Same job like this, same thing like this, right? Yes, it is mediator, like we'll tell, I know MLA, so you people give me this one, right? We'll tell like that. Okay, so students, what are they going to do? They're going to continue the same thing, but in a very, so this is the nucleus, inside genome will be there, right? Genome will be there. So this people will do reaction. So inside they will go, they'll help for the reaction, and that reaction will give them a response. After the reaction, they will get a response. Clear? After the reaction, they will get a response. Who is going to help? Secondary messengers are going to help. Clear or not? Okay, clear or not? I'm just opening this also. Yes, clear students? All of you please make a note of this. Okay, please make a note of this. Yes, your chapter chemical coordination integration. Yes. See, 2 pathways are given. All of you open your textbook and look at the reaction, both of the cycles. Check the cycle, students. You can see in the first one, right, there is one hormone, that is FSH, which will enter inside, right? That will enter, response is created, that is by the secondary messengers. That secondary messengers will form a biochemical reaction, and that reaction will give the response which is needed, right? That means what is the response we are expecting? Now FSH is coming, or say LH is coming and telling that, okay, FSH is coming, telling that you have to do ovarian growth. Now this FSH cannot enter inside. So FSH is going to use a CAM, secondary messenger. That messenger will alter and form a reaction. Okay, that reaction will give the response that, okay, ovarian growth successful, or ovarian growth is going to happen. Clear? Yes, cyclic AMP is your CAMP. Cyclic AMP is your CAMP. Okay. So students, this one, your lipid insoluble, right? Your lipid insoluble one is a membrane bound. That means what? Receptors are membrane bound. Okay, this is membrane bound. Receptors are present in the membrane bound. Here, where is it? It is in the cytoplasm. Right? It is present in the receptors will be in the cytoplasm. Yes? Very good. Okay. Students, other than that, see. Sorry. So cyclic AMP is there. So let's also write the examples, right? We'll put it in a box and then we are done, right? We are done, right? So students, what are they? So we have cyclic AMP, that is CA. So C will be small, AMP will be big. Okay, cyclic AMPs. Then we have IP3, we have calcium. These are all your membrane bound, okay. Yes, okay, that's all right. So students, do not forget hormone receptor complex. If you forget that, then gone. Okay, hormone receptor complex, you always have to remember, otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult. Yes or no? Done or not? Done, done. Let me know quickly. Yes, done. I'm just checking your NCERT in case we have missed anything. We have to check, no? Right? We have to check and verify that okay, this is missed. Yes, all of you wrote everything. So students, okay, this one, this three people are who? Membrane bound receptors. Okay, membrane bound receptors. Yes, thorough with the chapter. Any doubts in the chapter? Ask me right now. Okay, so this is, I know, cetol phosphate, cyclic AMP, cyclic GAMP also we can write, GMP, sorry, cyclic GMPs, right? These are the ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yes. Students, CAMP and CGMP are antagonist in nature. Okay, both are antagonist in nature. That means CAMP will increase the heart rate and CAGP will decrease the heart rate. Just for your information, not necessary to know. But if anything is mentioned in your NCERT and you feel like, okay, ma'am missed it, then please let me know. CAMP will increase the heart rate, CGMP will decrease the heart rate. So they both are antagonist in nature. Okay, antagonist in nature. Clear or not? Should I check NCERT? All of you check your NCERT and let me know. Anything missed? Students, in your NCERT, on the basis of the chemical natures, hormones can be divided into 4. Okay, so all the peptide, polypeptide, protein hormones they have given together, steroids they have given together, iodothyroxins. That means your T3 and T4 are your iodo, right? That is what is mentioned here. Iodothyronines. Okay, epinephrine, again this one. This is all coming under your amino derivatives. Okay, amino derivatives. Yes, these are all your steroids. These are all your proteins. Okay, these are all your protein, peptides, all this. That's all the 4 categories. Don't get yourself confused. Yes? Okay, great. The session went well. Are you all happy? Yes? Yes. Students, see in your NCERT, no, this portion is directly shown. That means hormone to directly cytoplasm. So understand, the receptor is there in the cytoplasm. So the hormone will directly go till the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is inside where? Inside your nucleus, right? This cytoplasm is like the principal's office. So this hormone will directly enter the principal's office. Okay, this is shown just for your understanding that there is a hormone receptor complex and this hormone receptor complex moves here. Otherwise, in your NCERT, estrogen is directly getting into your cell, cytoplasm. So do not get yourself confused. Okay, done? Clear? Yes? Any doubts so far? So much we have written, so please make sure that you download the notes and don't be lazy. Okay, those who haven't watched our session yesterday, students, there is a giveaway completely free. You don't have to do anything. Go to the description box, just click on the link and then you will get CBSE papers, that is for your 10th as well as for your NEET as well as your mock test. All this you will get for free. So just in the description box the link is there. Okay, if possible I will show the link. I don't know if Students, 1 second, I'll show you. Can you all see? This is the live, right? This is the live that we are doing now. So here you can see join our Telegram channel, solve NCERT, okay, 10 years papers, okay, this students I'll make them add it in the next link, okay, do not worry. Here you will get students, see, you will get all the chapter NCERT based quizzes, okay, you will get all the NCERT based quizzes here. Click on that, go start the test, okay, all objective test. And then if you want to join our Telegram, you have to join our Telegram, that is Vedantu NEET English, okay. Let's make it 5K quickly. And then students, all your 10-year PYQs are here. Again, enter your phone number or your email and then you can directly enter this. Is this clear? Are we done with the session? Yes or no? Okay. Yes, there is a breaking news, so we will wait for that. Students, thank you so much for joining. See you all in the next live. So do not fail to join the chemistry class, as well as there's some update from NEET when I was teaching. Suddenly one update has come from the NMC side. So quickly watch the session, what Shreyas sir is putting, get all the information of it. Okay. And thank you so much for joining. Do not forget to like and let me know in the comments how did you feel about the session. Most of the students failed to do this and I'm really upset. I don't know why it takes you so much time to put a comment. Students, when you put comments, lot other students also will trust and open the session. So do not make a teacher disappointed. Just put one comment which will tell how much you enjoyed the session. Definitely there was lot to remember, lot to do. I'm not doing the rapid fire now because there is an update, and I think after that again Diksha ma'am has to come live. So because of lack of time, I'm not doing rapid fire. But then don't worry, next class I will add questions of this chapter. Okay, so you can do the quizzes there. Thank you so much. See you all. Bye. Happy Sunday.